Good morning, everybody. And it looks like Address Day has already redeemed Butterfinger, so I've put it right here in front of me, ready to go. Lively Gamers with us, and the monkey says, "Wazah!" So his usual greeting, that's great. All right, we have Dragon Slayers in. Good morning to you, too. And we are, this is going to be an exciting beginning of this stream because several people. In fact, this morning when I first logged in, there were already 4 people on the community server, building away at something, I'm sure. But a lot of work has gone on over the weekend, and obviously we've got some good things to do this morning, and so this is great. Lexi has been subscribed for 16 months and on a 15-month streak. Thanks so much for this consistent support there, Alexi. Alexi, I appreciate that. Address Day has been around about as long too, so I get confused. Appreciate both of you. So, all righty.
We did do some modifications to the audio over the weekend, and so if there's any issues or anything that's too abnormal, please let us know. We'd like to continue improving it.
You betcha. You betcha. Doc, do you know Joe? No, I do not know Joe. Eddie says, please tell a joke. Please tell a joke. I heard a couple of dad jokes over the weekend, but I can't remember them. Also, on a 70 watch streak, 70 watch streak, and mods are out for 1.2. Well, that was going to be one of the big announcements. Yes, the mod manager was updated so that it could actually deliver mods. And so far, out of my favorite mods, we have Infinite Zoop, Infinite Nudge, and Sky UI have been implemented, as well as what was that one that you could attach the machine, attach splitters and mergers straight to the machine?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Click, or can't remember the name of that one. That one's
Snap-on.
Snap-on. Yes, that's one that I want to take some serious look at Snap-on, because logically it says that if it's going straight into a splitter and not having to be restricted by the speed of the belt going into that splitter, that you may be able to have a machine that would deliver 3 times the amount that a single belt could do, because a splitter has 3 outputs. So I'm looking for the possibility that Snap-on would solve a problem that bugs early people a lot when they start out, because good grief, you put a miner on something and you got these wimpy little 60 belts, and the Mark 1 miner on a pure node does 120, and you can't even use the whole 120 because you can't get it out of the machine. So yeah, really wondering about that. Doc, do you know Joe? The monkey says, Joe Mama. Okay. Good news for Doc. My doggos haven't given me any nukes in a while. That's a win. Okay. All righty. Copper Powder, late game, Rico Ray says. I assume he's responding to my discussion concerning the Snap-on and that possibility. So remember, we're playing on ping player servers, guys. I did have a discussion with the developers, trying to figure out why it went down twice in the middle of our game. Like on last Thursday or Friday, it just went down a couple times, and just no good explanation. They were not out of memory, so they hadn't gone across the memory threshold, because I've been allocated 40 gigs of memory, and I'm I've allocated 12 and a half to two of them and 15 to the third one. And at this point in time, there were no memory errors. So with no memory errors, it was literally a head scratcher as to what went on, because the log didn't really give any other information as to why it went down. So we're figuring that it went down due to just 1.2 issues, potentially. We know that there are several that the devs are still working on fixing. So, One Metal Fist has a long one. Okay, how's it going? Things. Oh, I'm going to go to Dragon Slayer first because it's a quick one to answer. I've never looked at mods for Satisfactory. Are they worth it? I'll need to check them out and how to install. Okay, I'll handle how to install. You load Satisfactory Mod Manager from fixit.net.
App.
Fixit.app has the app. And that's the mod manager, and everything is loaded with just this one mod manager. There are not multiple mod managers for Satisfactory as there are in some other programs. It gives you a listing of what the mods are. You'll be able to see in the mod manager whether they have been upgraded to the latest version of Satisfactory. Like, you'll be able to see very readily whether they are updated for 1.2 or not. In fact, it will not let you install a mod if it's not compatible with 1.2. It'll just stop you, which is a nice feature. And it's a good way to get good information about each of the mods too, because it gives you a panel that tells you what each mod does. So my favorites are Infinite Zoop, which allows you to zoop not just in one direction, only 10. It allows you to zoop in 2 dimensions. So I can do a 10 by 10 block all at once of floors, or a 10 by 10 block of walls. And then as you upgrade and progress through the game, it allows you larger and larger groupings of larger and larger zoops that you can do, up to, I think, 35 in 2 directions, I believe, is the limit. But in any case, it's huge. So are some worth it? Yes. Infinite Zoop I like. Infinite Nudge, which allows you to move the machines around a lot more flexibly than what the native game does. It allows you to do some very crazy things. So if you want to see the crazy things it allows you to do, go to Mega Meaty Bacon Man's YouTube channel, and you can see all the craziness. He pushes it to the limit. And so you can see a lot of crazy things that he does, pretty much all with Infinite Nudge.
Actually, correction, he's been able to, through recent discoveries by Officer Doug and a few others, he doesn't use mods anymore.
Now that's pretty bizarre.
Very bizarre.
It's got to be easier with mods, though, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it would definitely be easier. But with 1.2, we'll see how long it takes them to recreate such bugs.
Yeah,
several of them have been patched.
Yes, several of them were patched, like the duplication bug. The one where you could drive a truck into a gate on a blueprinter, and if you blueprinted it at that point, you could then make a blueprint, and the truck would have all of its contents in it, so that you could dupe infinite numbers of times whatever cargo it had, which usually included something like summer sloops or Mercer spheres, which are good to duplicate. So anyway, that's my take on mods. One Metal Fist says things have been going great in my area lately. My anxiety
Things haven't been going great.
Oh, haven't. Oh, I don't see negatives very often. I'm sorry. Haven't been going great. My anxiety is pretty unstable. So I decided to do a normal playthrough. Well, that'll lower the anxiety. Hope that helps. I'm still I'll still mix in some alternate recipes here and there. Yes, because I'm sure you got a few favorites along the way. Buddy's taking a break from challenge runs. Mental state has been bit all over the place since the missile launches started up again. Just so everybody knows, he lives in Israel, and the missile launches from Iran have been pretty taxing on the populace there, and he's kind of sharing that anxiety with you, you know. So, so he's going to start to, he's just going to relax, build a factory, and enjoy the game for a while. Very good. Well, we're behind you, One Metal Fist. Nobody should be shooting missiles at anybody. I don't care which side is right or wrong. Nobody should be shooting people and killing people. Okay, Chroma says, found a really weird mod for space engineers. It claims you can play Satisfactory on space engineers. Well, that ought to be interesting. And Tech says, hello, how's it going? Space elevator is ready. Yes, I did notice that. So when we first get into the game, we're going to go to the space elevator, and we are going to punch the buttons that it takes or pull the levers and get on to the next tiers. So I'm looking forward to that. Awesome. Thank you. I'll definitely check it out. Okay. That's his response to the mods. There's a few dozen dupe glitches. Interesting. Okay. Very good. Oh no. Doc, you got pranked by Cheetos Academy. Well, we'll have to see what that means. I'm sure I'll run across it. Just dropping in to say thank you for showing me that I know nothing about conveyor belts. Thank you. Bye. Okay, Jake, thanks for dropping in. Hello, Doc. I hope you're doing well this wonderful morning. That's good. Florida Mowers with us. Were you an engineer or something? I just started seeing your videos. Seem you have a solid grasp on these complex blueprints. I was not an engineer, unless you consider a software engineer an engineer. But I come from a long line of engineers, so I grew up that way. Decided engineering was too boring and went into finance instead. Go figure that one out. But anyway, I was in finance, doing IT for finance mostly. So I learned finance and accounting, and then I talked to my IT folks, and we programmed apps for them. So anyway, good morning, Doc and family. Spencer Wright says, Louis Hamilton started playing the game, and the videos are a massive help. That is way cool. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go to the game, Robert, and let's get the factory unloaded here. And I'm going to put those in there, and I'm going to head on downstairs. By the way, we got a nice Kermit the Frog sign over there. That's pretty cool.
I'm discovering a lot of art just kind of everywhere, and I think
Yeah.
that's Florida. I think that's Florida Mowers doing. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, somebody needs to take credit for that great art. Okay. So there needs to be a door along here somewhere so we can get in without having to run clear over here. Okay. Yeah, oh, we got Pac-Man going after, what did they call these characters in Pac-Man?
I think they're just the ghosts.
Yeah, just the ghosts. So we got a Pac-Man going after a ghost there. Okay. I'm going to go up here. I think I'm going to modify my factory a little bit to connect my factory over there, over this direction. But there's the space elevator. Let's go.
Yeah, so Andrestea says, I was offline for a day. When I got back, someone made all kinds of changes to my factory and broke production. I had to spend hours today to fix it.
Oh dear. Okay.
So we should just have a general rule not to touch other people's stuff, right?
Yeah. If somebody else is building, and even if you think it's broken or you needs modification, avoid the temptation, please, to modify other people's stuff. I know Robert has experienced a little bit of that. And now Adrestea, was it Adrestea?
Yeah.
My previous comment was not read. Please tell everybody to stay off other people's builds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's just the general rule. You just go ahead and, build your own stuff, contribute, and then let other people contribute this as much or as fast as they can. Okay.
It's a big world out there.
Yeah.
Plenty of space.
All right. I'm going to hit the send button and I'm going to back up so I can go watch because I like this part of it. Here it goes. I have a strawberry monster again this morning. This is the biggest one in the game because you don't even have hardly any of this, and then all of a sudden it just bursts into being. So they must be using alien technology because it builds pretty doggone quick, to be real about it. And of course, all of the tier 1 and tier 2 and all of that stuff was already sent up there, so they had a bunch of stuff to do. Okay. All righty. Lively Gamer joined me to watch, and Rico Ray joined me to watch. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, guys, and Chroma's here. Chroma, why don't you point that gun in some other direction, please? I have a Butterfinger here from Adrostea. Appreciate Adrostea telling me to sweeten up this morning. All right. Limstud says, the first time chat, he says, are you on a hard mode or something? Your item demands are really high for Phase 3. Yes, they are, because we decided on 1.2 that we would do 50% higher, 5 times the normal requirements for Phase 3. And part of that is because we have a lot of people building and a lot of people contributing on this world. What we found I found at least in the normal world is that the normal world, we buzz through the tiers and the phases so fast that we just really didn't have time to enjoy playing together. So really slowing it down like this has really made it nice. Now, a couple of the other things I don't necessarily like is that our parts cost is 50% more, or 1.25, which when you're building those small parts and you only have one, they round up to 2. So it's like, for example, 2 ore to make 1 ingot instead of 1 ore to make 1 ingot. So at the very beginning, you're already half your normal production, and on up through the rest. So, okay. So now the versatile framework continues. Yes. Okay, fine. Just saying hi, I guess. Versatile framework continues, but we're going to have to work on a modular engine and the adaptive control unit. I'm going to go downstairs and trigger the next tier in the hub so we know what we're working on. So let's go do that. And I'll stop reading the chat for a while, Robert, so that you can do that if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
Witted Ghost asks, were you an engineer or something? I just started seeing your videos. You seem to. Oh, we read that one.
I read that one, yeah.
Gosh darn it. Oh, that's the one. It was the next question by Witted Ghost. He says, does your IT experience translate to any to this kind of stuff, like balancing loads and stuff like that?
Absolutely does, because I was in IT. I was helping IT develop procurement applications. So I was intimately involved with supply chains and intimately involved with the data behind the bills of material that were used to build up all the planes. So, yes, I come to Satisfactory, and what do? Oh, we have to build an adaptive control unit. That means I need this part that comes from this part that comes from that part. All it is a supply chain, which I dealt with for 25 years of my career. So, yeah, or actually 20 of the 25 I was working supply chain issues constantly. So, yeah, I come by it based on my professional experience that way. So, guys, we have five very, very important milestones in Tier 5, okay? We're going to start with the jetpack so we can get everybody flying, okay? Then we'll go to oil, and we'll get the Logistics Mark IV upgraded. So anybody that wants to come by the hub and drop in these products is, well, just fine to do that. Otherwise, I'll just get them from the depot, and we'll just fill them all. How about that? So I'll just keep on working on filling each one. So don't have enough iron plates, guys. We're going to be short on iron plates. Let's see if we've got cable. We're going to be short on cable, unless somebody just pulled it out so that they can put it in. Yep, somebody pulled it out so they can put it in. That's cool. Go for it.
The Manic
Oh, the
Genie
cat hat.
says,
We got a cat hat here. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Manic Genie says, my Cyborg 2 will arrive tomorrow. Can't wait to use it in Satisfactory.
All right. Well, wow.
I'm looking up what a Cyborg.
A Cyborg 2 is. Okay, we got to wait 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
The Azer. I was actually just looking at one of these guys the other day, and I decided not to because of the insane price tag.
Throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a gamepad, kind of like the. Oh, go away. Well, you can still see it here on the right. It's like the Nostromo that we use, right?
Yeah.
Except it has keys on the top and forward and back and the right. So your fingers kind of sit there and nestle inside of this, and you just move your fingers up, down, left, right, whatever to hit the buttons. I opted not to go this direction.
Okay.
Instead, I'm going to be programming my own microcontroller. Anyway.
Wow. I got to go get a different helmet. Gosh, all these guys with good looking helmets and stuff. Let's see.
Gonkerer says, good morning, Doc. And Emmanuel says, hello from Romania. I'm 16. I like a lot of these types of games. What should I do when I grow up?
I would. What do you like? What do you like? I mean, it really all depends on what kind of things you like to do.
I like the doggo helmet. I think the doggo helmet's pretty fun.
Yeah, the doggo helmet's fun, but I'm just going to keep my my monster drinks under on the side of my helmet for a while.
There you go.
Keep sipping the monsters. And I think I'll go ahead and change to that. Okay. And I want to change my coverall color. Oh, let's...
Blood Metal Fist says, honestly, building factories is relaxing for me.
Yeah.
After finishing my alternate recipes only challenge, everything just feels so much easier. I'm planning a factory that will spread across the entire map, but for the first time in a while, I can just enjoy building. After spending so much time trying to make crazy alternate recipe chains work, normal recipes feel like easy mode. At this point, I could probably build most of the factory with my eyes closed.
Probably could. Yeah. Probably could.
And to Blimstud, who didn't know that you could change the requirements, that is one of the new features of 1.2 to make things more difficult.
Well, either to make things more difficult or to... So what color is this? Oh, it's just changing the belts and stuff.
And that's what our first time chat from Fractal Jaguar was explaining.
Okay.
It is a new feature.
Yep. Oh dear. Looky what we got here.
Aha. Oh no. You should jump in there, Doc.
It's not accepting Oh, there we go. Oh, there's no jetpack. I forgot about that. Oh, thankfully, I have
Oh, okay.
I have a. I almost panicked there for a sec. Well, I
Almost.
did panic there for a sec. Oof. But see, up here I get to see all the artwork and all the wonderful things that are going. Clear up here is a lot going on. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And we got something going on way over there. I think I've been there
Hmm.
a bit.
And Limp Noodle is keeping their 50 stream streak alive by checking in from a beach from Cancun, Mexico.
Oh man.
Oh,
So how warm is it there? That would be interesting to know.
Mashed Garlic Potatoes asks, how do I join, or is it a max player situation?
It is not a max player situation. If we don't have enough room for people to join, I'll just up the number of people that can join. I have total admin privileges there to update things. So
So this is a member server.
mhm.
So if you are a member on YouTube or a subscriber on Twitch, even Twitch Prime, you can come hang out with us and play and have some fun. We've made a lot of progress for a 50x world in very quick time.
Yep.
Yes, Fractal Jack. It is through Ping Players, our sponsor, in fact.
Yep.
So if you want to get a server for yourself... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My pop-up isn't working today. Oh, no.
Oh dear.
I'm going to have to link it.
Okay.
And, yeah, so if you use the code DOC35, you can get 35% off your first server with pingplayers.com. Lit Noodle says it's cooler than at home in Houston, Texas. Similar temperature, less humidity, more breeze.
Oh.
85 degrees. I'll tell you what, 85 degrees even on the coast is not that big of a deal. I mean, it's definitely warmer than what I'd like, but...
All righty. Oh, somebody made a jetpack for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gosh darn it, guys. You guys... Come on, we can't kill Doc if we always give him a way out. Come on, guys.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody put that last motor in there while I was getting it. That's okay. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's see what we need for Logistics Mark IV. Okay, we can start collecting more encased industrial beams. All right, what are you whapping at me for? All right. Do we? Okay, we just barely unlocked fuel, so we're gonna have to use. Well, we're gonna end up having to use solid biofuel for a while. Hey, Mr. Spencer is here.
Hello.
And Manic Genie asks, how long do you think until mods will be running again?
From what we heard over the weekend, we could install mods now. But what I'd like to do, I did not install them for us today here, because I'd like to check things out first. I'd like to check things out on one of the other worlds first, get it installed there and get it working. I'll install it on my 100x world that Robert and I are going to continue working and making films on. After I check it out there and they seem to be working fine, we will then let everybody know, and then we'll install them on this world. Okay? Because I need to install them on the server before you can actually use them.
Oh, I need to tell Nightbot to stop spamming with the subathon. That's over.
Yeah, we don't need to tell them about the subathon. And thank you guys for a very successful event. By the way, can I make a manufacturer yet? Production. No, I still can't make a manufacturer yet. Ugh.
There we go.
Oh, good. We got a backlog now of Today I learned that modern blue jeans we know are largely connected to Jewish immigrants from Germany and Poland. Huh, okay. Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis helped create the modern riveted jeans in 1873 with Bernard Rodeo Ben Lichtenstein later helped shape the classic cowboy cut. Without their contributions, jeans might not look the same as they do today. Yeah, they probably wouldn't. Okay. 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes still until they return. Okay. I need to see what milestone we get before we get manufacturers. Ooh, okay. That is interesting. That's even more interesting. Okay, so where can I... That goes up there.
Oh, I'm here, Chroma.
Is a chroma missing you?
He says I'm hiding again. Oh no, I'm here.
Unfortunately.
What?
What? I said nothing.
Okay. Wow.
It's nice to know Robert is so appreciated, Spencer.
Yes,
Of course we
appreciate.
love him.
After all, you're going to say, I have to. He's my son, right?
I would never say that because he's not my son.
Florida Mower asks, would I have to download the mods to play on the member server once you put them on there?
Yes. And the mod manager allows you to have various profiles that you can create so that you can switch between them very quickly and easily. So yes, if we put mods on the server, then you would need to have that mod installed on your personal game to get into the server. But you can just say call them a particular mod docs server mods or something like that, and very easily switch to that server mod in order to get into the game, and then switch back out of it when you want to go play your personal games. So it is really slick what they've done with the mod manager to make things easy for all of us.
Blood Metal Fist says, Doc, where do you think the center of the map is? Basically the spot where the 3 starting areas connect together and everything branches out from there. 4.
The center of the map, to me, based on geography, is that valley that goes just south of the northern, what I call the northern oil fields, or I don't remember what it's officially called. It's where a lot of the oil deposits are up north. There's a huge valley and a trail that goes through, takes you from the Dune Desert and goes all the way to the Rocky Desert. And so I like that particular one. And I like to think that of that as more the corner or the middle of the map in that area. Now that might not as far as a map goes be the actual middle, but it's the middle I consider middle anyway.
So swapping to my screen for a moment, it looks like we've explored the entire map. on this world. And so Doc was referring to this valley here.
Uh-huh.
You see across the northern section of the map, directly between this spawn location and this spawn location. It's pretty far from the grassy fields, but it is directly between these two and right adjacent to this spawn area right here, the northern forest.
Uh-huh.
Personally, I'd say the pink forest right here. This is where we did our aluminum factory
Yeah.
and our nuclear factory right here. I think that's kind of the best middle of the map. But
Geographically, it definitely
Geographically, yeah.
is.
But logistically, this is a hard place to get to from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the logistical center and the physical center are probably different. Miku asks, how do you avoid getting burned out or overwhelmed? I always get to phase 4 and either burn out or get so overwhelmed by everything.
Getting overwhelmed is a question I get a lot. This game, especially if you get your head wrapped around the axle, so to speak, about how to build the next item and where am I going to get this next thing. If you start feeling that anxiety at that point for, how in the world am I ever going to do this next milestone? Now I've got to manufacture. I've got to find 4 different things to put in this manufacturer. How do I get all those parts there? Take a deep breath and just, one at a time, get each one there. You don't have to do it fast. This isn't a game of speed. You're not on a timer. Just relax and see how things work. If that doesn't handle your anxiety, then, go out exploring for a while and just ignore the issue over there until you can let your brain work your head, work yourself through it. I know I'll go off and explore other things and do other things just so that I can, wrap my head around an issue that I want to solve. And if those things don't work, just go play another game that relaxes you more for a time, and then come back to it. Because ultimately you'll end up with a situation where your brain will work it through and, oh, that wasn't that hard, and you'll tackle it just fine. So
Doc's a big proponent of the sleep to solve your problems method.
I've actually been dealing with an issue of burnout on Minecraft where I was getting to the point where I was so overwhelmed with all the things I had to do that I just didn't want to do it. So I literally just took a break and I played No Man's Sky for about 13 hours, and now I'm back and able to play Minecraft again.
Okay, so there's one witness in that regard.
You just gotta realize it's a game, and if you're not having fun, then go find out what's gonna give you the most fun and go do that for a while.
Thank you, Spencer. That is a very good contribution.
I wasn't joking about the sleeping on it method, Doc.
I know you weren't.
I mean, that's...
I do that. I definitely do that. So
back in the days when Doc was doing more programming than other things, so earlier in his career, he would frequently wake up in the middle of the night with solutions to problems he went to sleep with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it got to be so prevalent of an issue that my wife would often say, "Hey, time to kind of bed and sleep on it," and that was kind of my trigger to say, "Yeah, probably. I beat my head against this brick wall for too long. Let's go. Let's let my brain do its work overnight." And I'd wake up with a solution 9 times out of 10. Okay, now all I have to do is, shall I just leave that open or put it? Yeah, I'm going to put a door on it. I'm going to put a door on it. I think that's cool. I was able to link straight up with a level of the concrete riser that they put in to get to the next level in the building over. So that's That works really good.
Just asks, do you want to send the next milestone, or can someone else do it?
Oh, please do. Please do. Even when I was down there, other people were sending up the milestones and adding their stuff to it while I was standing right there at the terminal. So, yeah, go for it. I would love to have Logistics Mark IV open.
Hey.
Ooh, was that a growl that I heard?
Yeah, but he's wagging his tail at the same time. So
He's wagging his tail. He's growling because you won't pay attention to him, obviously.
no, he can hear kids outside.
Oh, that's it.
Hey, Doc, can you adjust your screen? We got a little bit showing in the corner.
Yeah, we do. It's down in that corner, right?
No. Exact opposite corner. Up top.
Up top? Oh.
That
That.
right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Blue Ocean says it's the notebook by the bed, right?
Yeah, well, except that I very seldom ever wrote things down. I was gifted all the way through school. I never studied for tests. I never wrote notes. I just sat and would listen in the classes to the lectures, and then I'd just go take the test. I was always kind of surprised at the number of people that would study and study and study and work hard to, before a test. And I just, I almost felt sorry for them because I just went about life. I'd go to class. Okay, fine. I'd go take the test. My GPA was usually, 3.5 or above in junior college. And then it crept up during master's to a 3.9. And then my PhD was 3.9. So I was always a situation where the only thing that held me back in school was my slow reading. But my slow reading had a benefit also. It allowed me to comprehend a lot more than I could if I read it fast. So I would read something and I would retain it. I have a grandfather that oddly enough I'm not related to, other than I have some of his attributes. He had a perfect photographic memory. So when he retained something, it was there forever. And so he went a long ways, but never was able to go to college. So he went as far as he could without the degree. When they started requiring degrees, all of a sudden he got slowed down there. So, okay. All right, so we've got a door clear up there. Interesting. Okay. I like my walkway. That allows me to get in here and go do things pretty cool.
We have first time chats from Polky and Zay Carahal.
Okay.
Zay says, I bought the game on Saturday. I already have 30 hours in it, but my last few, maybe 10 hours, I'm just constructing my power. 53 coal generator for about 4,000 megawatts. Is that enough for now? I'm on the tier that has Mark III conveyor belts.
It's enough for now. When you unlock oil, you also start unlocking machines that are more power hungry, and coal generators won't carry you past much of that as you start building those out. So as you get oil unlocked, you'll build up oil generators as well. Okay. And so you'll want to master that, and you'll want to do it pretty quickly. So, all right. Well. The pod will return. Let's get the next milestone. Let's get the next milestone up on the screen there and see what we've got. And I still don't have my manufacturer yet. Okay.
Knifing Bandit says, I'm about ready for a fresh playthrough. I ran into a weird issue on the ping player server, taking too much RAM. It's pegging out from a mod that I'm guessing still needs an update. May need a reinstall.
That's an interesting comment. Fluid packaging next. What does fluid packaging do? Fluid packaging does not get my manufacturer. Neither does petroleum power. Industrial manufacturing. That's the one that gets my manufacturer.
I want my manufacturer.
I want my manufacturer. Yeah, I've got it all set up to start making SAM fluctuators, and I've just got it going into storage units till I can actually build my manufacturers. I want my I want my war. So says.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Bennett redeemed scan hard drive and stretch.
Well, let's see if I have any hard drives in the. Yeah, there's 3 hard drives there. So let's we don't have a MAM around here. I usually stack the MAMs and the hub close together, so I'm going to go ahead and build a MAM out here.
Knifing Bandit says, degrees are such a scam.
Oh, please. Let's not start that conversation.
Little Ocean does reply and says, right? I worked so hard and spent so much to get my degree, and other than the satisfaction of learning, it's done me no good. And I think that was very tongue-in-cheek.
Mine has paid me hundreds of thousands of dollars over what I would have had otherwise. So
The problem is a lot of people go into college and they go into a specific area that by all rights should have a good avenue towards a career. But then a lot of people, they go into college because they're supposed to go to college, and then they choose a degree based on what sounds good or sounds fun, and then it doesn't go anywhere. And when I say that, it's more specifically talking about people who go there for art degrees or something stupid like that, where you don't need a degree to do it, but they do it anyway, and then they don't end up serving Starbucks with a bachelor's degree, you know. But if you go to school with hey, I already have expertise in this field, or I'm already interested in this field, I'm already have a path to go into this field, and then you learn more stuff to get into that field, and then you progress. At that point, it's more like an apprenticeship than an actual just going to school to get a degree. And that's when it's really effective, is when it's an apprenticeship style where you already have a foot in the door, and you're learning more, so you can really take advantage of that.
host closed the connection. Interesting. We just got booted. We just got booted off the server. There we go again. Okay.
Rico says, yeet.
Yeah.
Try that again, Robert.
No, I'm sorry. I am way too tired to do it for real.
Yeet!
Okay.
Well done.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get breakfast.
It's back up already, Doc.
Okay. One of those down and up again. I'm going to look CPU load. CPU was low. Okay, memory load was at 97%. Okay, I am going to up the memory,
Okay.
which means I've got to lower the memory on a couple others. So bear with me a minute while I do that. I don't know if I've got to reboot in order to do that. But yes, that would have been a memory error when it hit 97.2 just before crashing. Critical memory warning. Please upgrade memory here.
Captain Cable says, hey, I used to work at Starbucks. Is that why I struggle so much at Phase 4? I need more college.
The server is back up.
Yep.
Okay, good. Update server memory. Sure you want to change the force a server restart. Yeah, in order to give it more memory, I've got to force a server restart. Okay.
Well, it looks like we had a couple minute rollback here.
A couple minutes? That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going...
Only a couple.
I really think that... I really think we ought to... I've got it.
Okay, what did it just spike suddenly right before it crashed?
No, it went up gradually. So at 9:50:03, it went from 95.9 to 99.50. Well, I guess it would be setting. 20 seconds later, it went to 97.2, and that's when it crashed.
I mean, the memory could have spiked. It could have spiked as part of a memory dump in order to try to save the file or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been, but dadgummit.
Yeah, Eddie was taming a dog right before it crashed, and I was chopping trees. I haven't chopped trees before, but I think other people have been, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the update server memory, and it's gonna dump the server and restart it. Okay, but
Okie doke.
that'll give us 2.5 more gigs on the memory.
Cool.
All righty. Okay. We might have to take our 100x world down fairly low if this doesn't resolve the issue. Because it's just you and I on that server, I think we could take it pretty much to its minimum. Wouldn't you think?
Probably. Yeah, and just we had 8 people online at once, so
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good load.
So okay, server's running. Let's get everybody jump back on.
Awesome.
And I'll go ahead and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take away from the 100x our 100x world that we're doing, and add it to this one after the stream.
Okay. The Speed asks, do you think Satisfactory will reach a 2.0?
Yes, I do. I don't know what that looks like though. Don't know yet what modifications or what difference the how do I say it? What difference it's going to make to the game itself. Okay, so that's the space elevator. And it's loading. Logistics Mark IV is unlocked. Okay, with Logistics Mark IV unlocked, that means that for logistics, we are going to need encased industrial beams to make the conveyor belts. So do we have an encased industrial beam line actually putting stuff in the depot so that we can keep making those conveyor belts? So I'm hoping so, because I really want to upgrade to those.
Bieber asked, did you guys buy the parts for the new PC?
We're still collecting that money. In other words, it takes a little while to get from the systems that collect it into our pockets. The first batch of money I requested this morning that came from Stream Elements. As soon as we get that, we will definitely buy the motherboard at least. So, that's kind of where we're at there. Okay.
And Doc, the item you requested is being produced in Dune City.
Good. Do you have? There are Mercer spheres in the depot. So make sure that there's a depot attached if you could. And I need to get my by the way, are we using a company called Gling, Gling? Robert?
We looked at it, and I think he set it up, but I don't think it went any further than that.
Well, they're charging us $20 a month. So
what?
Yeah, I found a charge for $20 on my on the card this morning when I was checking over expenses.
What I thought they were. So I'll look at it.
Okay. All righty.
Beavery says, I was happy to check in each day and see the overwhelming success.
Mm-hmm.
One Metal Fist says, I get what you're saying, Robert. I want to build my main base near the center of the map and expand outward with roads and trains. From what I've found, Rocky Desert is great for iron and steel. Northern Forest is perfect for alt recipes because of the resource variety. Dune Desert is ideal for the huge endgame factories, and Crater Lake / Titan Forest seems like the best location for a central logistics hub. Do you think that Crater Lakes is the best place to start?
Crater Lakes is a good place to start. There's a lot of good flat area there. If you build out over the lakes, each of the lakes, that's a good flat area to build. So I would say go for it if that's... I'd say go for it for a good logistics hub. I mean, you go straight down the hill and you're in the Rocky Desert. And you go straight across and there's a big lake just to the other side of you. It's either north or east of you. I'm not quite sure. I get directionally challenged when I'm on this particular map. But I'm getting better. Getting better at that. Something is temporary. Okay, it's building encased industrial beams. And it's completely full. And those encased industrial beams are going over there. And that must go down into the must be going down into the store that's down below.
Antec asks, Doc, how much automated wiring do you think we'll need for this phase?
Automated, I believe we're going to need a fair amount of it. Just a second. Okay, the automated wiring, we're not getting a list of what it goes into later because I can't see the modular engine. Let me open up the wiki real quick, because I think the automated wiring goes into a couple components that we would be very interested in. Okay. So the the automated wiring goes into the adaptive control unit, which is one of the tier 6 industrial manufacturing deliverables. No, we unlock it in tier 6. But we, of course, need to use it here in phase 3 to unlock. So I would say we need a fairly good number. It takes 5 per minute just to do the adaptive control unit for one machine. So I would say fairly significant. Circuit boards and computers are also going to be in high demand, as well as the heavy modular frame. I mean, this adaptive control unit takes a lot of hard to produce products and puts them all into one machine, into one device, which is a little bit frustrating because both the automated wiring and the heavy modular frame, we know how hard that is to produce in mass quantities. So yes, I would say we need a good bunch so that we can pass this phase. I want to see the adaptive control unit because that ends up going into the assembly director system, which is another project part. That, along with doing the two of those, go into the assembly director system, along with the supercomputer, which, oh, that's exciting. So yeah, build as strong of a manifold as you can for the automated wiring, because it keeps getting reused for a lot of different other items. Okay.
Witted Coast asked, do you consider the alt plans, for example, cast screws, regardless of what they are, to be superior to just the normal recipes?
Could you read that again?
Do you consider the alternate plans, for example, the cast screws, regardless of what they are, for superior to just the normal recipes?
Oh, in other words, are all alt recipes superior to the normal recipe? I think is really what he's saying. And no, I don't. There are some that I think are just kind of ridiculous, because even though they give you an alternate and maybe the little production's a little bit higher, they use products that are hard to build. So no, I take each one of them at face value, and evaluate each one based on what they'll give me at the time. So yeah, I hope that helps, because yeah, it's a case by case basis.
All good witted, and I didn't quite get it, so my intonation wasn't great either. So we got there in the end.
Okay, there it is. All right. Okay, I am going to make a minor modification to the store here. Going to put an industrial container here so that I can put a oof. Yeah, that's the way I'll do it. Just a minor modification here, but I'm going to put the depot here like this. Then I'm going to put a splitter.
What Metal Fist says,
here.
You
like
also
this.
have to remember that the stronger the alt recipe is, the more complicated it usually becomes. A lot of the best alt recipes come with a difficulty cost. They can save resources, reduce bottlenecks, or improve efficiency, but they often make your logistics, planning, and factory layout much harder. Mm-hmm. It's almost like the game is saying, sure, you can have a stronger recipe, but you're going to have to earn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's what I perceive. Okay, I have put another depot here, so if there's not a depot in the other one, we'll at least have a depot at the store, at the mall, for the encased industrial beams. So that would be loading, and it's got 500 in there already, but we'll definitely have another buffer to load quickly as we build more and more of the conveyor belts. Cool. Okay.
And Mark is here. Says, good afternoon, Doc. How goes the build? Is it becoming more difficult? Or have you changed any more parameters?
Have not changed any more parameters. No. In fact, the game doesn't allow you to change. What? Somebody deconstructed something. We have a deconstruct crate here. Interesting. A death crate? Who died and went to heaven here?
You're assuming.
Oh, everybody's good. Everybody goes to heaven, you know?
Um,
Okay.
Everyone on this server is good.
Yeah. There you.
We've never opportunistically killed Doc or anything.
Right.
of course not.
Yeah, even a lot of my favorite, or the kind of the standard quote best recipes, like the wet recipes, they work, but it requires blenders, which you can't get at the early game. So just increase complexity for better results.
Okay. That was bugging me. Okay, so what do we got here? We need more plastic, so I'm going to put more plastic in there. We need more motors, and we've already got the cable that we need. So let's see what we can do for motors. We don't have any motors in the. Here's a call for motors. If anybody has motors in their inventory that they can throw into the depot, that'll help us get the next milestone together. And modular frames also. Don't need a whole lot of them. In fact, we only need 135 motors and 67 frames. And we'll be done with this industrial manufacturing milestone. So anything you can do there, I would very much appreciate it. Then I can get started with my manufacturer. And I can start building modular engines, and I can start building adaptive control units. So I'll create a factory for both of those as soon as I get enough frames and motors. It would have been so easy to pick up this death crate because you die and you respawn right next to it. There are 47 motors in here, so I'm going to sneak those out of here and go add those. What else was it that I needed? I needed frames.
Are you grave robbing right now?
I'm grave robbing, yep. I grave robbed some motors. I'm sure the person won't miss them.
Probably died because he had 47 motors stuck down his pants.
The thing is, I don't want to get rid of the person's, Blade Runners, and jetpack, and all that stuff. So, that's kind of hard.
Gonker says, I recently saw a video, forgot the person who created it, but they did something I'd never really considered. In creating a blueprint to put a series of smelters underneath the node being mined. I loaded it in my save and for my sake of mining, it seems logical. I walled it in, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Have you thought about or considered doing anything along those lines?
No, I never have. So he literally... Oh... No, I never considered putting the smelters underneath the mine. That's a pretty cool idea. That is a pretty cool idea. Yeah. And Mark says, good afternoon. Yeah. So, I'm just going to check something here. It is 4 o'clock your time? 4:12?
Talking to who?
I'm talking to Mark. Ben MSY.
I think I know the guy that Gonker is talking about. He does a series of shorts
Uh-huh.
and does a lot of really. His whole shtick is he wants things to be aesthetically nice, and so he'll do, some Mega Meaty Bake Man type techniques, but to make things look really nice. Actually, you'd compare him more to like a Whitestone or Jake's, but he's willing to use some quote cheats or whatever to make it work.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, we got 7 motors in the depot. That's good. Thank you for the contribution, whoever gave that contribution. And now we have 66 modular frames when I need 67. There we go. We got plenty. Nope, I've got 66. I need 1 more. 1 more. I could go hand manufacture that many, I suppose.
There you go. I gave you the last one.
Oh,
I miscounted by 1.
Oh, okay. All righty. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go see if I can hand manufacture some motors. So that one's done. Let's go see if I can do some motors here.
Ruben is here. Says hello, Doc, Robert, and Spencer.
Yeah, I can make 166 motors.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
And One Metal Fist says the real cost of alt recipes isn't items per minute. It's the complexity behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the powerful ones need more inputs, more logistics, and a lot more machines. Since many production chains are slower, every factory has to be much bigger, and the factories feeding it have to be bigger too. And then there's power. Nothing's free. My alt recipe factories reach 2,018 megawatts, and those are considered small compared to the giant setups needed later.
Wow.
I think it comes down to you select the alt recipes according to what you're optimizing for, because there's a lot of them that produces a lot more per minute than the base recipes. And so if you're trying to conserve space, you could do that. It'll just be less efficient. It sounds like One Metal Fist was optimizing for efficiency of product use, and so therefore we're sacrificing a lot of space and power usage.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm handcrafting motors so we can finish the milestone there, and I will get enough motors to do that.
And Reels Luck is here. It's saying greetings, Doc, Robert too, and Spencer. And it's also asking about the PC parts, which, if I understood what you said, Doc, they were still in the money collecting phase, right?
Exactly. Yes. And we'll actually, we'll actually get it. We'll probably get them purchased before the end of the week. Start putting things together. Yeah. At least the motherboard and memory parts of it, where we can pull that. The quickest money comes from the not Restream, but what's that?
Oh, Stream Elements.
Stream Elements. Thank you. Why am I have a hard time coming up with the nouns for some reason. So Stream Elements, that's the easiest one. I asked for a withdrawal this morning. So that money had gone all the way through its pipeline. Now it has to I requested the money. Now they have to send it through. They send it to PayPal, and then I'll have to withdraw it from my PayPal account and put it in the right accounts. So that's definitely here, and that'll pay for the motherboard at least. I might have to pull some current funds out to get the memory, and that's not a bad thing to do either. I could pull that out before I get the rest of the money. And then the case, I'd like to get the case so we could just put it all in one case and make one change instead of making two by replacing the motherboard and memory and then taking it all out and putting it in a new case. So I'd like to get the new case along with that. So
yeah.
So I think that's
Real
going
Luck
to be
says just shove it in a cardboard box.
right. I did that once, kind of. I made these wireframed. I had a crypto mining farm for a period of time. I set up a section of my basement that that I could run the miners in, and this is when you could use graphics cards to do your mining. And so I set up several motherboards, and those are the leftover motherboards that we've been kind of piecing together to do various little projects. So we have been. I put together a box, basically just an open face box, and all that was in there was the motherboard with the video cards and memory, just enough memory to run the video cards. And I had like 7 or 8 of those motherboard video card combinations, and just ran it. Had a master switch where I had one monitor, so I could monitor each one of the various ones by just pushing a switch to look at each individual motherboard. And so that's basically the way it ran. So yeah, talk about putting a motherboard in a box. They were wireframes. Those 12 inch by 12 inch wireframe things that you can kind of stick together. That's what I used, and it worked. Oddly enough, it worked. Okay, so I've got, how many do I need? I think, let me just turn around here and put those in there. See how much. Oh gosh, red button. I got the red button. I got my manufacturer, so I can get to work. Okay.
And that was back in the pre-NFT days, back when people didn't hate crypto so much.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Do we want fluid packaging before petroleum power, or does it matter?
Meh.
What does that mean?
I don't think it matters.
All right. We'll do it one at a time. So we have to wait for 14 and a half more minutes before we can even put stuff into the in for the milestone. So let's go up here and make my SAM fluctuators, which I've wanted to make for a while now.
Doomhammer says, I know you all will be super surprised, but I just came back to the game and restarted a whole new world. Shocking, I know.
Yeah. Shocking. Very. How dare you start a new game again? Well, that's life. That's the way we do it. Okay.
And Rails Luck asks, did the crypto mining pay off, or was it just a fun little side gig?
I would say no, it didn't pay off. We got, paid well enough, but not overly abundant, that's for sure. So okay.
I mean, the nice thing was we didn't have to pay for heating for our house for a whole winter.
That's so true. Yeah, that is so true. Because the room in my basement was where the furnace was. So literally, I put vents in the side of the furnace so that it would take from heat in the basement, as well as recycling the heat, the air from up above. And so just turned the furnace on fan and just kept on heating the house. So when it got cold in the winter, yeah, it worked pretty well that way. So. Alrighty, I've got to go make some more frames, modular frames, and more motors to build these manufacturers.
And Doc, that was that before or after, the same time as you started teaching the crypto course?
It was before.
Okay, so you were already interested in, in the whole subject first.
Yeah, basically what happened is in that meeting, we had a faculty meeting where everybody got together that was teaching in the IT arena. And so we got together, and the dean basically said, hey, I need somebody to teach about blockchain for business. And I said, yep, I'll do it. and because I already was interested, so I developed the course and we taught it. So, and at that time we developed a bachelor's and master's course. Haven't taught the master's course since they got rid of the master's, the IT master's program. So, and that's kind of sad. They just didn't have the advertising arm to bring enough people in and keep enough students flowing through those courses. So that was kind of sad. So let's go up here to modular frames because I need some of those as well.
So an Ocarina of Time remake was revealed today. Awesome.
What was revealed?
Ocarina of Time.
What's that?
It's a Legend of Zelda thing.
It was probably, I don't know. It's considered one of the classic Zelda. It wasn't the original one, but it was one of the best. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask were the two greatest that were really awesome.
And so Ruben Jr. Asked, do you have any intention of offloading some of your mining hardware, like MOBOs? Motherboards. No. I mean, the motherboards are so old now that there's just no value in them. Eventually, I switched to dedicated miners. What do they call them? ASICs?
ASICs.
ASIC miners.
Those could throw off some heat.
Oh, yeah. Man, those were big. And the ASIC miners, I mined Litecoin for a period of time. And made a little bit of money there too. But not a bunch.
And that was definitely while you're teaching your course. Because you could take
Yes.
the ASICs to class and show them what they are.
Yep. Showed them how noisy they were. And I mean, they were like a jet engine starting off. I mean, they had two big fans at either end, and the fans were there to cool off these ASIC boards. And an ASIC board basically, it has boards in there that are specifically designed to run the code for mining and sending your results off to a mining pool. And that way you could share the rewards for closing a block. And so yeah, they were pretty intense. None of them are up to date enough to actually mine anything now. I'd have to update the firmware on all of them. I just haven't desired to take time to do that. So all right, the question is this far enough forward? Yeah, there's plenty of room back there. And what about over here? I always like to leave at least a walk space there, so that's good. And let's put a second one there. Let's see if we can fit a third one here. Yeah, we can fit a third one there. Yes. And I don't have enough frames or motors to build the next one, so that's fine. Okay, now I have the three products right here that have been building up in these containers. So all three of them are full right now, and so they'll be running full steam ahead as fast as the machines or the conveyors can pull them in. So, okay. Hey, Robert, I need to take a quick break.
Okie doke.
And I'll place
One
that.
Metal Fist says, Robert, the power problem with alt recipes isn't just the machines. Some recipes need crazy input rates. I had one that needed 30 iron per second.
Yeah.
30 iron per second.
Per second? Hope that's per minute. Because 30 iron per second couldn't ever be accomplished.
30 per second? That's 1,200 a minute.
Oh,
So there's one that actually hits the pure max. I guess if you had it fully overclocked, I guess that's technical. What recipe is that? That's cool. Think about what it takes to build a factory that can produce, transport, and split that much material continuously. Then add assemblers, foundries, refiners, manufacturers on top of that. The power wheel gets out of control fast, and we start scaling up even further. My math's probably wrong, right? Yeah, that's 1800. You're right, Real Luck. Yeah, like, there's lots of different alt recipes. I was just giving one other point to optimize around, right? Because you don't always optimize around the same thing. People don't always want to optimize around the same thing. You can always optimize around the lowest power usage, which is a bit different. Yeah, I'm disappointed about the Switch 2 exclusivity. I love Nintendo games generally. I think they're a lot of fun. I don't play very many because I'm a PC player. And Nintendo games just don't make it to PC, So I haven't owned a Switch. Don't own a Switch 2. So unfortunately, I've missed all of those. Last Nintendo console we owned was a Wii. And we didn't have very many games for that.
Yeah, I played the original Switch. I played the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED, and honestly, like it's pretty good for a handheld game. I mean, definitely better than the Nintendo SP,
Yeah.
But even then, I would still take any PC over the Switch. And the Switch 2, I've heard, doesn't have. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe it's compatible with any of the normal. The Switch 2 is not compatible with normal Switch games, so you have to buy all new games to get to use the new console, and it has no real upgrade except maybe a slight processor speed for quality of life in a new edition, but that's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way they're built, not to be upgraded, and they last as long as the generation wants them to last, and then they move on, But that's kind of the conceit behind all consoles, right? You get to spend half as much on your console, but you know that when it's time the industry will just move on without you, right? And you have to rebuy.
At least with like Xbox, I remember there was a lot of reverse compatibility with Xbox games. Like being you'd have one edition and it would work with the next one.
Yeah.
And so it would be, not so bad. But is it starting to rain or something? Good lord.
Yeah, rain's starting. So our signal might not last.
But like Nintendo, as far as I know, they've never done any sort of reverse compatibility like with prior editions of the game.
I think there's some limited amount of it, but they definitely want you to rebuy if possible.
Which sucks because now game consoles cost as much as a cell phone, and cell phones are almost $1,000.
Oh, wow.
I remember the PS5 that I bought for my ex. It was like $600 just to get it, and it was like, I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, I'd rather just get a PC that I can upgrade as long as I want, and and would be a bit of a higher expense at first, but at the same time, I know that if I just buy a very small upgrade, the PC will still last.
Yeah.
You're never back to zero, rarely, if ever.
Yeah. And you buy a PC kind of the way we do, and we'll get a single PC usually to last about 10 years or so before we really move on from it, right? Because we can continually upgrade.
It's raining, so your internet is bad. If it were like that in the UK, we would still be in the Stone Age. Yes, absolutely. We have satellite internet, so if we get like really heavy cloud cover and rain, we lose internet intermittently.
Yep. Haven't had any issues with it so far today, but yeah. Beebury says, I'm an everything player, PC, console, Switch. Nintendo has become such a predatory company, I'll never buy from them again. Breath of the Wild is still $90. And that's one of my biggest frustrations with the console. Like, PC and console have been two opposite things. On PC, you now have Steam, and even though we're only getting digital products now, Steam drives the prices down for everything. Whereas Nintendo, you're not getting discs now, which means now there's no used market, which means now your games all are full price forever. And I'm blown away. So I just, oof.
Yeah, that's like for I think it cost me like $20 to get back into Minecraft, and I haven't seen a game that I've wanted to play that's more than like 30, maybe $40. But anytime I wanted to buy like my ex wanted to buy a game for her brand new console, it was like $60 plus, and it's just like, what the heck?
Insane.
And then they have you can have different upgrades to your PS5 account, so you can get more games or whatever, and those are even more, that's even more expensive. So it's just ridiculous.
Beavery says apparently the next Xbox consoles would essentially be a PC, like the Steam Deck, but run a modified Windows OS to be Steam compatible.
Hmm.
You
That
know,
would be great.
I think you're right, but I've also heard that ever since the original Xbox. Microsoft's only making the Xbox to make it just a PC. You know, all he did was he took a computer and kicked it over and put an X on the top. And that's what we've been saying about every generation of Xbox. But I hope so. I mean, the fact that a lot of I did watch the Xbox show or whatever where they announced a bunch of stuff. Most of it, I watched highlights of it. Quite a few of them were just they're featured for Xbox and Xbox on PC. Okay.
I mean, at this point, Xbox controllers connect to PC. You can access all Xbox games from PC. And you can do more with a PC than you can ever do on console. So why don't more people use PC instead of Xbox? Because Xbox is pushing themselves out.
Why are they pushing themselves out more than any other console?
Because other consoles they may have PC apps, but Xbox is literally built into Windows. It is a function of Windows at this point.
Ah.
So basically, like, I mean, doesn't Microsoft owns Xbox? They own the IP. They produce the games. They produce the consoles. They produce the operating system for Windows. Why, like, they're literally like, I don't know. I feel like if more people, you know, just took a step back and realized, they're literally building both. One will work just as good as the other. Might as well go with the one that actually has more functionality. They'd go with PC hands down over Xbox consoles. Not even saying anything about Nintendo or PlayStation.
On the contrary, though, that also makes their user base way bigger than any other because it is interoperable. And there are a lot of people who want to play these games and they want to play it on a controller from their couch.
Yeah, I can understand that. But like I said, you can also hook up a controller, and like I have a TV above my desk. You know, I could plug in a controller and put it up on my TV and just play like that.
You could.
You know, so more functionality, more options, I guess, but at the same time, like, I'd prefer to have one device that does everything I want rather than two devices where, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
No, I never want to play online with my friends. I don't like my friends.
I don't like my friends.
Mostly, yeah.
I'm working on the logic of that. I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, no kidding. How in the world would you? How in the world could you call him a friend if you don't like him?
Yeah, Spencer. I
mean, I call
Problem.
them a friend because they're nice to me, and then I just still don't like them.
All right. Obviously, I still have more parenting to do. This is getting frustrating.
Yeah, parenting's hard. I get it.
I was talking about the game, Spencer.
JG said, "Hey, what's up, Doc? I love your shorts."
Thank you.
He's wearing pants today.
Spencer. Strange.
Doc, what factory are you working on right now?
I am working on the I'm working. Oh, come on. Working on the SAM fluctuators recipes right now. Right
Okay.
now.
When you finish with that, we'll find another random one for you to play with. How about that?
A random recipe for me to play with?
Yep.
Oh, really? What do I have to? Or I mean, is there actual a wager on the table?
There was, yeah, for the sub.
For the sub.
For the subathon, there was.
But wait a minute. The subathon is over. Is it not?
Can somebody toss like a dozen motors into the depot? chance. Gosh darn it. Never mind. I'm gonna go get them. We'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I used up my motors to build these manufacturers.
JG says, I said YouTube shorts.
Oh,
Spencer.
oh.
YouTube shorts.
Oh, well, he's wearing his pants with the YouTube play button on the butt, so sorry.
Obviously more parenting to do.
Blue Ocean says, Spencer sounds like my 11-year-old daughter. Though she does have 2 friends that she likes.
I'm not a people person.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
You've been outvoted, Spencer.
I've been outvoted. It's been demanded that I am a people person.
Mm-hmm.
We have just observed that is not the truth.
Cool.
Okay. That's how I'm going to do this.
Beavery says, Doc, which of your sons is your favorite? No cop-outs.
Well, my favorite 39-year-old is Robert,
Okay.
and my favorite youngest son is Spencer.
Doesn't remember Spencer's age. I'll note that. He remembers mine.
Yeah, because you're the ancient of days compared to the others.
You kind of asked for that one, Rob.
All I know is I'm definitely his favorite.
All right.
Reals like says, and Robert is still definitely the most immature. So?
You're saying it like we didn't know this already.
Reals like says, age doesn't always correlate intelligence or maturity, it seems.
No, it doesn't.
No.
That's the reason I'm playing computer games in my retirement. Was that a contemplative?
Mm-hmm. Real Luck says that's a great use of retirement.
Playing with my boys, yeah, I think so.
How long is the stream going today?
Till 1. For those of you who don't know the time here, that's another 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we're a little over halfway through.
Beebree says, I'm one of 5 siblings. My parents will never admit it, but I'm the favorite. Their password for everything is my first name. Wow.
All right. I'm going to make my own encased industrial beams because everybody else is making conveyors and lifts, and there's not enough in the depot.
And Beebree says, ouch, I turned 39 2 months ago. Ancient of days. That's what Doc says.
See, the thing is, we've got a black birthday coming up here in October for Robert, so
Black birthday.
yeah, that's when you get the black party balloons and everything,
Just because Mom did that for you doesn't mean you have to, do the same thing
Oh,
for me.
it's called pass it on, bud.
My ex-wife did that for her 29th birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
no.
So yeah, that's silly.
That would be silly. Now, when I turn 29 for the 29th time, that's when you can really start getting the black balloons out.
Don't worry, at your funeral we'll do black balloons in an open bar.
In other words, it was my 58th birthday.
Yeah. No, Spencer is 29.
Yeah, I just actually,
Maybe.
for real, turned 29.
Yeah.
This last May, right?
Yes. 1 month ago today,
Yeah.
as of 2 days ago.
No, One Metal Fist. I haven't even read this yet. Let me see. Robert, from now on till the end of the game, you're secretly in charge of Doc's alt recipes. You don't tell him what you're planning. You just quietly pick the most painful, complicated, factory-destroying alt recipes you can find. If a recipe makes him redesign half his factory, that's a bonus. Good luck, Doc. Robert has been promoted to Director of Suffering for 100 bits. Well, thank you very much for the donation.
You got
I'm
a
sorry.
grandchild in the chat, Doc.
I have a grandchild in the chat. Emmeline Beach. Emmeline, hello. Good to have you with us. Let's see.
I accept the position as Director of Suffering. I will endeavor to do my best.
And make me suffer as much as possible, huh?
Yes. Once he finishes this factory, the next task will be revealed. Gameline says, love the clip of Garrett dancing.
Yeah.
I actually don't even know how to remove it. I've tried a couple times and it's just not working.
Oh, so he might be a permanent fixture, huh?
He might be. Mr. Mars says, I'm so excited about the new vehicles update, but the process of deleting my old network of tractor and truck routes is going to take hours.
Yes. Yes. Because the way they translated those old paths, oh, yeah. Robert, when we were starting to put together, examining all the bits and pieces and parts that went along with the new trucks, encountered that same issue with trying to figure out how in the world was he going to actually delete the old and replace it with the new. And almost wanted to give up at that point.
Yep. Emmeline asks, do we have a backstory for the Kermit?
No. And I think she's referring to this Kermit right there.
I think
It's just a
that's-
Kermit artwork.
Who is it who's claiming responsibility for all of those?
Kirby is me.
That is Kirby? What? Okay.
Yeah, he says in the chat
Ah.
in the
Oh,
game.
okay.
He said, yeah, that was me that made it, just for fun.
Very cool.
There's also a 7-Up one over here. A 7-Up logo. I'm not in a position to show it.
And a Pac-Man.
Yeah, the Pac-Man art. We might be able to see it from here.
That's indoors.
Yeah, it's indoors down here. We have a lot of creative people on the channel.
Reelslock says, poor Kermit. It's not easy being green.
That's true. Wicked Witch of the West probably said that every day of her life.
No.
You don't think she said that?
She was green because she was wicked.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Oh, 100%. This is fairy tale logic, not modern cinema logic. And
Okay.
in fairy tale logic, people are green because they're evil.
Because they're green with envy, huh?
Something like that, yeah. Carry Me Please says, Doc, did you check out the Easter eggs at the Spaceport truck stop?
Spaceport truck stop. No. Do I know where the Spaceport truck stop is?
I certainly don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Address asks, is the Hulk evil?
Is the Hulk evil? Of course the Hulk. Well, was the Hulk evil?
Okay, so let me go into a tiny bit too much depth here, okay? The Hulk is a retelling of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And in the original story, Dr. Jekyll is Mr. Hyde, and there is no two personalities. It's just Dr. Jekyll blaming another mysterious non-creature for all of his evil doings. So Dr. Jekyll is Mr. Hyde, and Dr. Jekyll is doing evil things along with Mr. Hyde, you know, under the name of Mr. Hyde. So yes, he is evil. So, is the Hulk evil? I think he's more brainless than evil, you know. But I can't adjudicate that.
Okay.
Crim's Knight says, good morning, Doc. I'm in my 60s as well, 68 with 2 grandchildren.
I'm 68. A little bit ahead of you on grandchildren. With 15 at this point.
Okay, when you have one daughter who cheats and pops out a dozen on her own.
Well, not quite. She's only at 10.
Okay.
With plans for 2 more.
Of course.
Her goal was always to have a cheaper by the dozen family.
We should ask her how it's going, how much cheaper it is.
Yeah.
Oh no. One Metal Fist has donated another 100 bits. Says, Robert, from now on, you're playing a secret game of Duck, Duck, Goose. Duck, Duck, Duck. You don't announce it. You don't warn Doc. You wait patiently. Then, whenever Doc leaves himself completely exposed in game, You quietly whisper, duck, 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 duck. And that's your signal to take him out. In-game, of course. The unexpected part is it has to be completely unexpected, completely unnecessary, and absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, sounds like carte blanche to kill Doc.
Only 100 bits worth, though.
Only 100 bits worth?
And how much time does that add to the clock? Oh, we're not adding to the clock anymore.
Please, Doc. Please.
How can a metaphysical science be thick? Is that a joke question?
Scientists be thick or stupid. Oh, I think he's talking about the Hulk. The Hulk was dumb. Not the scientist. Bannon? What's his name? Spencer?
Yeah, Dr. Bannon.
Dr. Bannon, yeah. So, no, the scientist wasn't dumb. The Hulk was dumb. Mantrid says, Doc's family struggles with addition, but he can multiply like crazy.
Good one. Good one.
Crim's Knight says, well, I also have 3 sons. My mom had 5 children, 13 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren.
Fantastic. And so was the way you say past tense, mom had 13 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. Does that mean your mom has passed on already? That'd be sad.
Bruce Banner.
Uh-huh.
Not Bannon. Banner. Okay. I knew something sounded wrong, and I just...
Thank you for that correction.
So.
Well,
I'm not a big superhero guy. So, I've seen most of the movies through Endgame, but never comic books or anything. I went more the sci-fi and fantasy route and D&D and all that stuff. Not so much comic books.
okay. All right. We have 3 manufacturers. They are actually making the right machines. I'm going to go ahead and bring these and start putting them into the container over here.
Electric Shin says, is it better to have factories producing a lot of ingots to ship around the map, or find new nodes each time you're doing a new recipe?
Well, that question kind of has 2 sides. It's doubtful that you've got enough manufacturing to ship ingots around the map from one place. You likely will have to have multiple nodes, and you might as well get them local to where you're using them, simply because you can't make enough out of just a couple nodes, or even if just a handful of nodes, unless you are actually make more ingots locally. So I would not ship them around the map. I would go ahead and use them up where you're at, simply because shipping them is wasteful when compared to just getting it locally. There's iron nodes all over the map, so you don't have to worry about having to ship them. So, okay. Wow.
JG says, I grew up with the Hulk TV show with Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that version of that show.
That was definitely before my time.
Yep. Yep. That's the version I knew. and grew up with, and that was more. It was a lot more tame than the ones that they present nowadays.
Yeah, definitely coming out of the what's it called?
Push your button.
What was the Comics Code Authority? Do you remember that era of comic stock?
Comics Code Authority.
I think that's what it's called. Let me double check that real quick.
Somebody already did the hard drive thing. I thought I had 3 hard drives.
Yeah, so the Comics Code Authority was a U.S. comic book censorship system, I guess, created in the 50s by the comics industry. And they basically had this whole make sure everything's family friendly. And it made everything very PG. Didn't like horror and that kind of stuff. And that was done in response to, if I remember correctly, some pretty heavy censorship of those kind of subjects early in the days of comics by the government. And so the Comics Code Authority tried to turn everything very PG rated, and so that's how you got the bang pow type, Batman and Hulk and everything.
The Batman I grew up with. Yes. Yeah, the old Adam West Batman.
Yeah, Adam West.
I don't even think he's still alive.
I'm gonna be AFK for a moment, okay?
You betcha. All right, hey. So with Spencer's help, we're gonna have to work on reading the chat ourselves. So, wow. Okay. Okay. Well, this is taking a steady flow of parts into here. So, wow. That's crazy how fast it's taking all those. How much of a buffer do I have downstairs? By the way, it was sunshiny outside when I took my little break. Sunshiny outside, and then it started raining. I go, wow, where's the clouds? Where's the clouds? They were somewhere, obviously. Okay, well, this container is slowly emptying. Okay. We got one machine here that handles the reanimated Sam. And that will make 360 per minute at that level. And now this machine can actually take on 360 per minute. So let's... what? 360 per minute. Okay. Just leave it at that, and 360 produces 120 per minute. That ought to keep it coming out. Let's go ahead and upgrade that.
Biebery says Doc needs to start incorporating horror games into his channel.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
That would be interesting anyway.
You can tell Doc is really excited about that idea.
Not, but you can think that way if you'd like.
Oh, I love thinking that way.
Ah, you do, you. Okay. Those are all updated down here. And that's not going to help much getting that updated in here unless I do it all the way to the miner.
Adrestea says, all Dog wants is just to play and chat a bit with his friends, Spencer.
You spelled Spencer wrong.
What would she spell it like? Dispenser?
With an SER.
Yeah, like dispenser.
Yeah.
Adrestea claims it was on purpose.
I'm sure it was, of course.
So V3 says, hi Doc. A couple of friends told me I should push to tier 7 or 8 or even 9 as quickly as possible, instead of spending too much time in lower tiers. The thing is, I prefer taking my time rebuilding and optimizing my setups to make them more efficient and polished. Would you recommend progressing faster or sticking to my slower optimization focus?
I would stick to your slower optimization focus. That's just a fun way to make it. I mean, you enjoy the game along the way. So I would stick with that. I would just stick with it and enjoy it. I mean, in our 1.1 playthrough, we got through tier 9 and we decided not to do the phase. We didn't even focus on building those parts. Basically just because we were enjoying our factory build. So we just kind of stuck with our factory build there. Oh dear. Well, I hope I don't have to start needing all of those, because somebody put a splitter here and split off some. Or is that a merger? No, that's a splitter. Split off half of it. Hi. Hi, Mark. Should I run away now or later? Oh, gosh. I somehow survived it.
Wolfman asks, what is that giant green wall next to you?
The giant green wall? That's Kermit. That's Kermit the Frog.
Obviously. Come on, guys. Who doesn't recognize Kermit?
Jim Henson would be proud at how Kermit has grown up.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh dear. Zero days since last accident.
One Metal Fist on the subject of the Hulk says, I think the Hulk was always Banner's emotional side. He was everything Banner kept buried inside himself. Anger, frustration, fear, resentment.
Yep.
Growing up as a nerd, Banner learned to keep those feelings locked away instead of letting them out. The Hulk became the release valve for all of it. That's why I've always seen the Hulk as more than a monster. He's the emotions Banner spent years suppressing, finally taking shape and demanding to be heard.
Yep.
While it's not explained in the MCU, I would also say it wasn't just, oh no, I'm a nerd and I get teased at school. It was, my dad was a psychopath who tortured and murdered my mother while I watched. That, that caused a little bit of problem.
Only a little.
Yeah, like... Lively Gamer would like to know if we can rescan hard drives.
I'd like to kind of see. Let's do it on screen together.
Okay.
Okay, come on. What? That's crafting bench. That's why. Wasn't getting the right menu. Okay, so let's look at the library because we just finished scanning one. We got the silicon high-speed connector. that basically reduces the quick wire, takes out the silica, adds cable, and only two circuit boards. We can use wet cement finally. Yeah, okay, good. Is it already unlocked, or... Well, you can finally use wet cement because you just unlocked the... well, the pumps were unlocked quite a while ago. Well, anyways, so I like the high-speed connector alternate here. Getting rid of the silica helps you to rely on parts that are readily available a lot easier. So we didn't have a refinery. Okay. Refinery is what you needed for that. So that's right. The wet concrete is a neat recipe, but you can't use it in the early game because of that. So okay, so Florida Mower says he agrees. Let's go ahead and take that one. So we wouldn't want to rescan that. I wish it wouldn't bounce you out of the out of the menu every time. Sorry for complaining again. I like the polymer resin.
Doc!
What?
I'm getting blown up.
Why are you getting blown up?
Because I was trying to help somebody in chat. And while I was doing that, people were putting bombs on me and blowing me up.
Oh. Turnabout is fair play, is it not? Okay. Obviously that quieted him down. No more complaining from Robert. Okay. What's your favorite fast food? My favorite fast food actually is Taco Bell. I like their cheesy burrito, cheesy taco. The one that you fold over the soft taco over the hard taco, and I like the Doritos hard taco in the center. And yeah, I get 2 of those every time I go to the Taco Bell. So I like the polymer resin recipe because it focuses on polymer resin where you can make more plastic. It might not be appropriate for the focus that we've got in this game, but build on city level now. What's a city level? So does anybody have a desire a vote on polymer resin or coke steel? Okay. Does anybody want cast steel or fine black powder? Black powder is normally you got to create the compacted coal before you make this, and so instead of regular coal you do compacted coal. Same. Oh, come on. Stop it. Really? All right. How about if you just unlock anything you please?
Okay.
We got automated speed wiring here. Instead of... Okay. And the rigger motor. The rigger motor used to be the name of a Hot Wheels car, by the way. Yeah, it was a coffin machine, coffin car. So the motor, make it in a manufacturer, make 6 per minute, or in an assembler, makes 1 per minute. 1 per recipe, pardon me. 7.5 per minute, 5 per minute. But you have to manufacture the crystal oscillator in order to get there.
Now, I'm not a huge fan of, well, oh gosh.
The question is the automated speed wiring. Does that create an advantage when you've got to make the
honestly, the rigger
connectors?
motor might be nice. I have several of the crystal, whatever they're called, nodes right next to where I'm trying to make motors.
Okay.
So
you want to go ahead and have that one just for you to play with?
I could play with that, yeah.
Okay. Let's take that one. And Go back to the library here. Let's automated miner versus biocoal. I don't care about either one of those. So you
Mark, come on, man.
okay? I'm gonna rescan this hard drive, and we've got a quick wire. Oh, a quick wire cable versus regular cable with quick wire and rubber. You're heavy breathing, Robert.
I'm being blown up by Mark.
Mark's having fun with you. See how much enjoyment he's getting out of it? I like this possibility of this recipe, this quick wire cable. I mean, you build it in an assembler instead of a constructor. You get a little less per minute. I don't know. No, I guess I don't like it so much. Look at the resource, how resource heavy it is. 5 and 3 versus just 3.
Yeah, it's once again trying to get it off of using copper.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think that's all that important to do.
Yeah.
This reduces your reliance on screws a bit, but it adds rubber. And I don't know that I really want to throw a...
I think that should be your next thing to build, Doc, right there. That looks like a fun one to have you build.
Why? Why do you think that's fun?
Because of torture.
Okay, so we'll rescan that. Okay, we got the fine concrete or the steamed copper sheet. I think we take steamed copper sheet. Make it a little easier to make copper sheet. Normally it's 3 to 1, and it goes 5 to 3 by adding water. 10 per minute bumps it up to 22.5 per minute. So I'm gonna take that one. Okay. All right. Quick wire cable or heavy flexible frame. Oh, that's right. This is the one you want to torture me by making heavy modular frames. Okay. I'll take that one, and I'll make heavy modular frames next. All right, Robert?
Okay.
Now you're building a ceiling over me, I see. Oh, brother. No, now you're dropping me out of it.
Now you're in my kill chamber. I'm sorry, Doc.
No, you're not. You're not sorry.
No, I'm not. I've been killed by Mark 3 times since you last died.
I'm dying.
I've been shot 3 times by Mark.
I can't eat. Things need to live was the advice that Fixit gave.
Oh.
Things
Fixit
need
is
to
very
live. Director of Suffering.
I'm just doing my job. The best part is I even contained the suffering to one little box. Oh, cool. Doc, did you see the Space Invaders art too? I hadn't seen that.
Where is it?
The factory you were working on?
Uh-huh.
Go to the factory you're working on, you can see it from there. It's on the side of what looks like Mega Meaty Bacon Man's truck stations. Ocean says, we went to Hibachi for hubby and I's 13th anniversary yesterday. It was delicious.
Fantastic. I don't see it.
Okay. Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, I saw those earlier.
Yeah. Okay. I hadn't seen those until just now.
And what are those?
Space Invaders.
So is Mark killing me now?
No, that was me, just because I was flying by.
Oh, just because you were flying by?
Yep.
You repaired everything?
Yep. I always clean up my messes, Doc.
Always, huh? Okay, we got fused quartz, or we got an alternate recipe for encased We got the pipe version of encased industrial beams. Anybody want that one? Vote now or forever hold your peace. I'm not seeing any votes.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Do we want the compacted steel ingot by adding compacted coal to the mix to get more steel ingots? The old, oh geez. No, I like the solid steel ingot. I'm just gonna rescan that.
Okay.
Okay.
Bulky and Ice Rice Flag all say encased pipe is really good.
Okay. They like the encased industrial pipe here?
Yep.
Okay, let's go for it then. All right, back to the hard drive library. Copper alloy ingot. So you put iron ore with copper and you get 100 per minute versus the older recipe with just copper, you get 30 per minute. So, do we care about having more copper where this would be a significant benefit? I don't see it. But I'll let people think about that and wait for a response. We got cheap silica here. You get 52 per minute silica versus 37 per minute silica by adding some limestone. Or we've got the steel rods instead of the iron rods. Vote for either one of those. Fused wire, adding deuterium, getting 90 per minute copper wire.
A lot of people who are liking cheap silica.
Uh-huh. A lot of...
With One Metal Fist saying it's their favorite recipe.
Okay. Well, let's take it and give him his favorite then. Okay. I don't care for charcoal. I don't see any need to keep harvesting biofuel, or actually wood in particular, to make charcoal to add to furnaces and stuff. That doesn't make sense to me. This copper alloy ingot kind of has me a little bit intrigued, but I haven't heard any votes for it yet.
No.
Okay, you want me to rescan that one
We'll
then?
do the wet version instead.
The wet copper ingot, or...
I'm pretty sure there's a wet copper.
Okay, I'll rescan. Rubber concrete or crystal oscillator?
Joy Slip says, "Hey Doc, been watching since 2024. And it's awesome
Okay.
to see how far you've come. Keep optimizing and have fun."
Well, thank you. Wow, you caught me on the early side. Anybody want this crystal oscillator recipe that adds an AI limiter and rubber, which concern me a bit because it's easy to get the reinforced iron plate and cable, and it only a little bit less than doubles your input, but you got an AI limiter to make along the way. So I don't really like that idea, or the rubber concrete. But there's no rescans available, so we might just leave it there. By the way, the polymer resin. We're just unlocking oil. Does anybody want the polymer resin recipe so we can make more? More plastic items. Okay.
Hey Doc,
Yes, sir.
you want to see a first?
A first?
A first.
Do I want it to be a last?
Well, do you want to see Mark die this time instead of you?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, let's see this.
Okay, well. Do
Am
you
I
change
gonna
it to
look-
my scene? Because I'm chasing right now.
Okay.
Hello. I just gotta get him in frame. He thinks he could run away from me.
He must have respawned so fast you didn't even see
Yeah.
his body anywhere.
Darn,
Didn't-
it fell
didn't
back
give
here and
the
he
set-
respawned.
Didn't even give us the satisfaction of seeing his body twitching.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotcha, Mark. He's killed me 3, and I've only killed him once, so.
Okay.
He still has me beat.
He's pretty good at it, obviously.
Well, he caught me when I was AFK trying to help somebody get on the Minecraft server.
That's cheating. That's definitely cheating.
Yeah, see what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat doubly by leaving the game for a minute.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Blue Ocean says, hubby and I both think that you have to assemble crash sites after you get the hard drive. What's the general consensus?
Have to disassemble hard.
Yes, the crash sites.
Yes, especially when you're on a multiplayer server. Please disassemble, or if you're playing with friends, please disassemble the crash sites that you've already retrieved all the goodies from, so that people aren't just attracted to it because it's there.
That was probably the best quality of life upgrade in 1.1.
Absolutely. Don't know how many crash sites I've revisited because I didn't know that they'd been already looted.
And Birdie says, good afternoon, Doc. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
And as usual, when we say these sorts of things, Major, or somebody always says this, Major says, wait, you could disassemble crash sites?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a 1.1 feature. And Ronako says, I started my 1.2 playthrough a few days ago. Halfway through completing phase 1, I struck the jackpot and found the jetpack boar.
Cool.
Awesome. I believe he is affectionately known as Jetpack Johnny.
Somebody killed me again.
I wasn't in the game.
I know, it was Mark.
You know, Doc.
There he's running away. See?
I think our donations are going to go down because, he could just kill you himself now.
Yeah.
He doesn't need me to do it anymore.
Right?
And Shadow Wolf asks, Doc, how are you enjoying 1.2?
For the most part, I'm enjoying it pretty well.
I mean, it's still just as good of a game as what it was before with an extra couple good features.
Yep.
Can't complain.
Exactly. Wouldn't do any good anyway.
Yeah. JG says, wait, what's the jetpack boar?
What's the jetpack for? Um, the jetpack is so that you can fly. It keeps you suspended in flight for a while, not indefinitely, of course, but it allows you to elevate yourself and fly to areas, especially when you're hunting for things like summer sloops and mercerspheres. It lets you fly up to where those are instead of having to climb.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, you might look at the smart plate storage. Oh, YouTube's complaining.
Huh. OBS is happy.
Interesting.
Yep.
Oh,
As
okay.
Bing Pie says, there's a boar that spawns somewhere with a jetpack, and we call him Jetpack Johnny.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen him
Right.
yet, but I've heard he exists, and I've heard of other people finding him. And the challenge is you got to kill him. And he actually uses the jetpack to get away, which is funny as can be, of course.
Yeah. So you could get your jetpack very early on, but his spawn point, he can spawn anywhere across the entire map where another boar would spawn. So.
Yep.
Shadow Wolf asks, have you gotten to try out the game modes like random nodes and different purities?
Yes, this game we're playing here is random nodes, although we've set them to pure. It's 1.25 increased, 125% increased parts costs. Pardon me, 0.25 increased parts cost, so a quarter more. Power at half consumption, was it? Or 0.75?
0.75.
0.75, so a little bit lower parts power consumption. That's basically it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And right now the jetpack, the only fuel we have for the jetpack at this point is biofuel, solid biofuel. Hopefully that'll be corrected in time. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here if we have any plastic in the depot. We have plastic in the depot. Good. And we have beams, steel beams. Good, that's enough steel beams. And copper. Good, copper sheet. Okay. So let's get the next milestone unlocked, folks. Okay, here we go. Okay, so fluid packaging is unlocked, and we have to wait 5 minutes for the next one to come. And petroleum power is being unlocked next. So we will be able to create some fuel-based power plants. Uh-oh, somebody did away with my ma'am over here. Somebody didn't like my ma'am. Okay, I can just put a new one down. I don't need a crafting bench. I need a man. I'll just go to the crafting bench. Okay, so I need motors. Let's see if there's any motors in the depot. All right. I think that'll do it. Oh, I only needed 100. So let's put... Wow. That filled up really quick. Okay. Let's see. Encased industrial beams, I only need 100 of those. And is there rubber? Yeah, we only need 200 of those. Okay. Okay. And plastic. Plastic. Okay. Well, as soon as that pod comes back, I've got the stuff to go ahead and put in the terminal. So as soon as it comes back, I can do that.
So Leslie asked, what upload speed is your depot? Is this the max?
I believe it's maxed out now. Just a sec. I will check. That's why it's always good to have a MAM available. Okay, let's see. That's under alien tech, isn't it? Yep. Yep, it's all maxed out. So it's, upload speed is 6.25% of what? Current upload speed is 240 per minute. So the size of a Mark III belt for speed, and depot expansion 500%. So it'll take 5 stacks, I believe.
Nice.
It doesn't tell how many, but I think it's 5 based on what I'm seeing in my inventory. 1,000, yeah, it's 5 because iron rods are in 200 stacks. So yes, and then if you have multiple depots uploading, it can exceed the upload speed because each depot will upload at that speed. So and the pod's only 34 seconds away, and we will have petroleum power unlocked. Uh-oh. Now there's 1 in 1,000 chance of a boar spawning with a jetpack on its back. If you kill it, you can get a jetpack for free. I'll do that when pigs fly. Now I get it. Oh, gee. Okay. Pig with a jetpack flies. Okay, fine. All right, we've got those, we got those, we got those, and punch the red button. Hey, folks, we have petroleum power unlocked.
Excellent. Oh, thank goodness. That's going to be super useful.
Yep. With petroleum power unlocked, we now go on to train technology and unlock trains next. So I will pull out the beams and pipes that we need, because we'll need a few of those. Oh, pipes are going to be a challenge a bit. We don't have those uploading very fast. Ooh. Do we have gas filters being made anywhere?
Not that I've seen so far, but I don't know. Do you have a weird duping thing happening in your inventory, Doc?
No. Why?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the other person's stuff you're raiding again.
Yeah, I'm putting the critical stuff, like the stuff that you have to make that I don't need a duplicate of.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in the box there.
So we have a question from Lee Harlow who says, with the new game updates, can I still play my existing game as I don't fancy starting again?
Yeah. Yes, you can still play your existing game. Yeah, you update your system and it'll just update straight into there. The only challenge you might have is if you've already been doing trucks, upgrading the pathing for the trucks is a little bit challenging, but definitely a good reward after you do that. So
Yeah.
other than that, everything should seamlessly go into the next into the upgrade just fine. So
Ronako says you should be able to use your save in a new version. The only concern is that if you've used mods before, it'll be unplayable. Mod Manager is working now, and at least all the mods that we normally use, or most of those, are now working.
yeah,
So
that's a good deal.
And depends on the kind of mods. The kind of mods we use, like Infinite Nudge and Infinite Zoom, you can turn it on and off at will without any issues. It's only if you're using custom models and stuff that if you load that up without the mod, they disappear. So
I will be back shortly. I need to get some stuff out of my bags.
okay. Mark says, Doc, quick question: can you play your existing game with mods added?
What do you mean by with mods added? If you play an existing game and you don't have the mods loaded, and you go all the way to loading that particular game, you do risk you do risk losing all the things that the mods are responsible for creating. Not in the case of Infinite Zoop or Infinite Nudge. Those machines will stay there. The Zoops won't be deleted because you're going to be zooping actual things in the game. But if you had things like mods that added things like different foundation pieces that aren't normally in the game and things like that, those would be lost. So it's really a case-by-case basis as to which things you would lose and which things you would be able to retain. So you need to check the individual mod and see what it puts into the game versus what's available without mods. Okay. Hopefully that's useful. No gas filters in the depot. What? Why do I have a... When did I go back to that? All right. Is Mark done having fun? So Robert said, I can play with mods as they're based on your mods. Um,
When we update the server, the mods we add to the server, you'll have to add to get on. And you'll only be able to run those mods.
yep.
In your private game, I mean, you do whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. I think I've got everything out of... Okay. Okay. Does he want me to pay attention to him or something? What? Filters. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. Put that in there. Alrighty. Oh, wow. Yep, it's out of beams.
Well, Doc, can I
Can
tell you a
you?
rabbit hole I went down yesterday? That was pretty fun.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
A fun rabbit hole.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
So, sometime in the early 2000s, I read a novel by Robert Heinlein.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It was, the general plot was a guy gets in a car wreck and he goes into a coma and he wakes up and he's in the far future. Okay. And everything's different. And my memory isn't perfect about this book, but there were several things that were odd. First off, people didn't work at all, didn't have jobs. There were no roads, but all the streets were made out of sidewalks. All the sidewalks were made out of conveyor belts, so you can get where super fast by walking, kind of like what you have in the airport.
Okay.
The other thing is it was the first time I ever encountered the idea of a universal basic income. He didn't call it that, but everybody just got money thrown in their bank account every month.
Okay.
Okay. And in my mind at that time, and I was reading it as a teenager, and I'm thinking, okay, this is very definitely more on the socialist side of politics, very left wing. But
Okay.
I set the books aside, and many years, and it's just been in the back of my brain for a long time. But over the time, I keep on hearing about Robert Heinlein, about how he's not politically on the left at all. Okay.
Okay.
In fact, he's very much kind of in that libertarian right-wing side.
Uh-huh.
And it never quite sat right with me. And I've been watching some online debates about Starship Troopers and how the book differed so much from the movie and everything else, and how the book was written by Robert Heinlein, who's this right-wing libertarian guy. And it just confused me, because in my memory, this book called For Us the Living was definitely not that. Well, come to find out, that For Us the Living was his first novel that he never published because he never thought it was good enough to be published. And it was
Okay.
found in one of his, in fact, he tried destroying multiple manuscripts of it, and it was found in his stuff and finally published in 2003. And in fact, the copy I have, when I looked up the copy, I had a copy of the first edition of that book published in 2003, even though he passed away in the 80s, in 88, I believe.
Interesting.
And so there's just this weird memory that was so out of jive with everything I'd been experiencing. Finally had to look it up. Finally found the title of the book again. And yeah, it just turns out that in his early days, his politics changed over time. And of course, he writes science fiction, so he's exploring politics. He's exploring, the future of humanity and whatnot.
Right.
And so anyway, just finally put all the pieces together. And I'm going to get myself a new copy of it because I don't have it anymore, because there's a particular appendix that I'm absolutely certain is in the back of this book that I wanted to read. But
Okay.
no record I can find online says that appendix is there.
Oh.
So that's the one last little tidbit I have to close the loop on, because something that's been stuck in my brain again for 20 years is this economic simulation piece that he proposed in the end of that book. And this economic simulation, according to the rules he wrote, was supposed to prove that universal basic income was the only way to balance an economy.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to get a copy of the book. I'm going to find it in the back that it's there or it's not. And either my brain is still messed up and I have to go keep on digging for another 20 years, or I'll finally have solved the problem.
Okay.
How about that?
Very good. One Metal Fist says you have to have a sweet
I will
treat.
take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Spencer,
Yes, sir.
you want a sweet treat?
Sure. Thank you.
Alrighty. Does anybody have encased industrial beams going into the depot? Got enough motors. We're looking for enough pipe. And we just have a few more pipe. Still need a few more.
Did you get the motors from Carry Me, Please?
Yes, the motors are done.
Good.
So we just have encased industrial beams, and we need 264 more pipe, and we need 350 more encased industrial beam. I can't make pipe at the crafter, of course.
And some guy named Cody says, good morning.
Good morning, Cody. Okay.
One Metal Fist says, basically, Robert, we're already moving in that direction. If we ever reach the point where 3D printers can make almost everything from raw materials, prices for many products could drop dramatically. You wouldn't need massive factories for every item when you could just manufacture things closer and where they're needed. We're not there yet, but it does feel like we're slowly moving towards that kind of future.
Very true.
One of the reasons why I personally am such an advocate when it comes to 3D printing of Prusa printers.
Advocate of Prusa, yeah.
Yeah, is because, there's a big debate. Modern 3D printers all come from the RepRap project, which was an open source project creating printers that could make more printers. And Prusa honors that. And you have this problem between the completely open source, non-profit people, and the people who actually have the money to do research, the for-profit people. And then the only halfway in between there that's really pushing the industry forward, I find Prusa Research does it very, very well. They use open source, they publish open source, and they support open source.
Mm-hmm.
And they do the same. They do it with, albeit fairly expensive machines compared to the Chinesium stuff you can get, but they still push the industry forward, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And Shabbily Play says, Robert, you need to read the paper The Mouse Utopia Experiment, formerly known as Universe 25. It was a famous 1968 study by American ethologist John Calhoun at the National Institute of Mental Health. It was designed to explore the effects of overcrowding on social structure when the
Oh,
mice
that,
have all they need.
yeah, I remember that experiment.
Mm-hmm. That is a huge, huge question. How do people structure their lives when they have no need to survive? The need to survive drives a lot of good behavior. And when you don't need that, a lot of bad stuff can happen. So, Blank Space says, how is everyone today? I'm tackling the rocky desert today and strip mining it.
Okay.
Cool. And JG has a Prusa Mark III. Never fails. Yep. That's what I have sitting on the counter next to me. I don't use it anymore because, unfortunately, the color changer on Doc's printer is just so nice. But yeah, I'm saving money to upgrade to the Core one. Yeah.
And how much does the Core one cost?
Couple grand.
Oh, okay. You'll be saving for a bit.
Yeah, it's I don't want just the Core one. I want the Core one with the Index, which isn't available yet, which is the tool changer. Which that's gonna be so nice. Luocean says my favorite 3D printing is pediatric wheelchairs. My 9-year-old only qualifies for a new one from the insurance company every 5 years. Do you know how much a child grows in 5 years?
Oh, no kidding.
Whew.
Wait till they get to be a teenager. Good heavens.
Yeah.
You'll be buying one every couple of years.
So.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have one grandson that's 14 now, and he might still actually be 13, but he was just teeny, small, just. In fact, his brother that was like 2 years younger than him was bigger, taller than him, and boy, he had his teenage years and just sprouted. It's crazy. I'm talking about TJ.
Yeah.
Just sprouted.
He is so gangly these days.
Yes. Yeah, beanpole.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Spencer, I love your dog.
Which one?
Indy.
Or Sammy.
They're both great, but Indy's just over here chilling with me, just head on my lap.
Sammy heard me, and now he's getting love.
Oh, good.
That's too funny. Well, I think I have enough that once I get some out of here, I've got the encased industrial beams, which means we've got the next tier unlocked. Okay, make trains, people. If you want trains, they're available now. And let's get you some signaling now. I need 50 computers for that. 50 computers, and I want more pipes even. Doggone it. More pipes.
Leslie, I do believe we have some encased beams that have been automated. Doc, are you handcrafting them?
I I have been handcrafting them, yes, because we
Yeah.
don't have a whole lot coming into the depot.
Yeah. One Metal Fist says, Robert, I think the idea comes from von Neumann machines. The concept is simple but crazy. A machine builds another machine, which builds another machine, which builds another machine. Over time, they spread, improve, and multiply as long as they have raw materials and energy. It feels like one of the ideas that inspired people to dream about advanced 3D printers and automated manufacturing.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep, and unfortunately, originally it was we're only going to use off-the-shelf components plus what we can 3D print to build, to actually create the 3D printer. But in the consumer market, we're only printing plastics at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a couple of Kickstarters for metal SLS printers, and that's a sintering process that requires handling metal dust, which becomes a whole lot more difficult on the consumer facing side. So those at least the one that I know ended up getting canceled because it just wasn't quite there yet. But it won't be too long before we start seeing those in for consumers as well, where you can print your own metal parts, right?
Wow.
That'd be so cool.
Then you'd have to be able to have powdered metal that was cheap enough.
Yeah. So plastic is super cheap. It is extremely cheap.
Yeah.
So JG says I screwed something up trying to join the Discord. Uh-oh. What's going on? A Drunky says, I saw you streaming on my homepage and thought to drop a comment saying thank you for everything you post.
You're very
You've
welcome.
helped a ton with my Satisfactory knowledge.
Very, very welcome. Okay. Waiting for the pod to come back. And then we need to collect, I can collect 400 pipes from a storage that I have up here. The challenge is going to be the copper sheet. Good. Well, maybe not so much of a challenge.
Nice. And Gloomy Cookies here says, good morning, Doc and friends.
Good morning.
Or technically afternoon now. It is 12:01 where we are, so good afternoon.
Okay, we have 16 computers. I have 44 computers. I need 6 more for the milestone for railway signaling. So if somebody knows where they're being made or has some made, can just throw 6 more.
6 more
into the depot. I'll be able to pass that one off. And I've got everything I need to pass the next one off. So when that pod returns, I'll have it. So
Cool.
I am going to go take a quick break, and I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. I didn't recognize until after Doc got back that I forgot to change the scene to my screen. So I was just talking to you guys and trying to do stuff entertaining, and you guys were just staring at the screen.
And you couldn't see a thing of it.
And you didn't say anything about it, so.
Gee.
Oof, I'm
Swear
doing
away,
it
Robert.
today. Yeah. And Burger Burrito Taco is here. Says, hello, Doc and Roberto. Have you updated to 1.2? We have. In fact, the game you see on the screen. The game you see on the screen right now is a 1.2 world that we started on release date. And we've been playing it for a week now. It's been great. I'm loading in now and I'll change to my screen. Now the truth is, Doc's out of the room, so can I log in fast enough that I can hide Doc? I think he's kind of on the ground. Unfortunately, I'm stuck on a loading screen. That. Aha. Okay. Oh, we gotta do... We got new art coming. Oh, I love it. Okay, well, no spoilers for Ben. Okay, let's find Doc. I think Doc's on the second floor. Okay. And Jovan is here. Can I get up there? I can't because I'm on crappy fuel. Is Doc in the same location as before, or is he up there, or is he down below? I don't know where he is. I guess he's up top. Where is he? I'm going to change to his screen so I can see where he is. I can't tell. Gosh darn it. Gets this sometimes. Oh, I'll be a good citizen and replace my window. Part of the reason why we always have holes everywhere is because I hate having to travel around to find a door in these buildings. Let's see. Can I get up there? Nope. Where are you? Yeah, we need more doors. Yeah, I thought he was in the hub, but if you look... Oh my gosh, there's so many things in the compass here. Let me get rid of all this junk on the compass. Truck stations. We'll leave that there. Players. Get rid of vehicles. Great. Okay.
Hey, down. No.
Stock up there. Is that where he is? Oh. Hub's over there. But Doc's up there, I guess? Let's get over there, okay. Burger asks, what have you been doing while I was with you guys? Well, everybody was playing. Yeah, we need more doors, Toma. You're absolutely right. Burger says, I'm planning on making a uranium power plant that recycles uranium fuel rods into fixonium. I need to make 40 uranium power plants, but I can't calculate the rest of them. That is a lot to calculate. Where is Doc? I swear, I have no idea where he is. Like, he's right under here. Definitely not above me.
Sam. No.
Sorry about the barks. We have a puppy who's decided he's the guardian of the whole country here. Is he like stuck in here somewhere? Oh, he's right there. Oh my gosh. Hi.
Is Garrett at the house over there?
He probably is. He might be taking a shower or something.
They're not getting him to answer the door, and I guess they need something in the shop. Spencer, what? Would you be willing to go out and see what Matt needs in the shop?
He just peeked his head in here. Asked for Garrett. That was right here. Hold on.
Okay.
Well,
Oh.
if it's just that it's stuck there. I heard it barking over there. First they had barking over there. Okay.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to locate Garrett at the moment. Do I need to go over to the house?
He's not answering the door. So yeah, if you
Okay.
would.
Well, let's go to Doc's house there.
We know Mom took the car, so.
Okay. I'll be back, guys.
Her car going. Sam. No.
Burger Rito Taco says, Spencer, I heard you. Come over here now. Okay.
You didn't hear anything. You heard nothing.
Okay.
I'm not actually here. I'm a ghost.
I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost.
You just want to be called Burger now. All right then.
Huh, just burger. Okay.
What, you fall out of love with burritos and tacos or something? Doc would be very disappointed.
All right, let's go unlock railway signaling. Oh, I forgot to get the pipes from up there. Yep, I need to go grab the pipes from up there. Anybody have 6 more computers? That's all I need to unlock the next level is 6 more computers, please.
I'm back.
Okay.
Any chance he went with Mom?
No. Unless
Okay.
he wanted to visit a little old lady.
A little lady?
Yeah, very little old lady. She's only like about 4'10" and about 85 years old.
Okay.
So,
Well then, Garrett's either disappeared or he's out helping Matt.
okay. Okay, still looking for 6 computers. That's all we need. 6 more computers. What happened to our pipe production? Did our pipe production just go to 0? I mean, look at this. Got 1, 2 on that whole, 3 on that whole conveyor that I can see. And it's getting split to go up this direction too.
Well, that pipe production is the pipe production that was taking half of the node that I had working on other things.
Yep, and I took it so that I could, get put together the SAM whatever, the SAM fluctuators, and then somebody decided they needed to split it off here and took half of my production, which was fine until I actually started producing. So we definitely need more pipe production.
Yes, sir.
Hi, nice to see you again. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate so much being blown up in the middle of my day.
Burger says, Robert plays bombs on you. Oh, too late. Sorry.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, and here I blamed Mark for it.
That's fine. You can keep blaming him.
keep blaming Mark anyway because he usually pays for it.
Yeah, usually.
To happen.
One Metal Fist says, I've been following this closely. In my country, we're already seeing amazing progress in 3D printing. Researchers are printing complex structures and even experimental tissue inside silicone-based support materials. I've also seen examples from China where entire products are printed in ways that sounded like sci-fi a few years ago. Instead of complex molds, sometimes you just pull the finished product out. One of the coolest manufacturing advantages I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Printing inside silicone is one of the craziest things. Feels like science fiction becoming reality. Watching complex structures being created instead of support material, then simply pulled out at the end is absolutely mind-blowing. The tech is advancing incredibly fast. Excited to see where it will go next.
Yeah,
Yup.
it is. Well, and Boeing was doing a lot in 3D printing, where they could replace whole assemblies. And I've got a picture of one assembly that required 18 different parts when you included the bolts and the washers and the nuts, and the two pieces that had to go together plus a centerpiece, and then could print that whole thing in one part. So it went from 18 to 1 with a whole lot less production time and a whole lot less minutia as far as ordering, procurement, and all the things that it took to get all those parts together for this one small part. Basically, it was a part that could fit in your hand and just made a huge difference. So,
And didn't they at one point also have one of the world's largest 3D printers for a
They-
wing piece?
they did for a wing piece in particular, yes.
Okay, Doc, I have an overflow over here,
Of
or
what kind of ore?
iron ore.
Okay.
Sorry, this has been the factory I've been working on right here. This line right here. It's not a ton, but it has a little bit. No. Toma asks, lost wax? No. In fact, I don't know what it's a silicone of some kind, but it's just a tub full of silicone, and they are able to harden it while inside of that tub, and so then afterwards they can then just pull the entire object out. It's pretty cool. It's actually the same. It's the same technology that's used for resin printers. It's just done in a vat instead of on a plate gets lifted off a film over and over and over again. But Burger says that he now hates burritos and tacos. So just call him Burger now. And wonders if you got a haircut, Doc, because you look different.
No haircut since the live stream. No haircut since the subathon. Put it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I know, puppy. I know, puppy.
Okay.
JG asks, so does the silicone act as a support material? Yes. It's both the uncured substrate as well as support material. Allows you to do anybody who's seen normal 3D printing, FDM, or the plastic 3D printing knows about how you can't do the overhangs because it droops or whatever else. In this case, there is no such thing as an overhang because the silicone supports everything, which is pretty darn cool. One Metal Fist says, what worries me about the von Neumann probe concept is that it assumes the probes will mostly find lifeless worlds. But what if they reach a planet with an intelligent civilization? If their mission is to expand and use local resources to build more probes, they might see cities, infrastructure, or even the civilization itself as resources or obstacles. A poorly designed self-replicating system could cause enormous harm without being malicious at all.
Yeah, that's true. Just like anything that's not managed until it's fully mature, can be. Yeah, you have to manage all the systems until they are fully mature, because otherwise you don't know the ultimate end if you don't.
I'm not terribly worried about, what One Metal Fist brings up right there.
Yeah.
The idea that we could accidentally stomp on other civilizations and destroy them. The exact requirements for a civilization to form are billions and trillions to one. And so the number of planets we would have to visit to find one is an insane quantity, which means before we get there, we will have, if these probes exist, if they do fully function as given, it's not going to become a thing until those probes have been in existence for 100 years. In which case, I'm sure that they can learn how to understand and recognize objects and stuff, seeing as we're already able to do that mostly now. So
These aren't getting anything. Those two machines aren't even really connected. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So in the building, outside the building is just reinforced iron plate, and inside this building is the actual steel production, Robert?
it's not quite correct.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where the steel pipes are so I can,
The pipes are outside the building,
Okay.
and I'm coming to you. Okay, you're running away from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see me now?
Yeah.
All the steel is this area over here. So this foundry and the constructor right behind it, or the assembler right behind it, are what make all the pipes. All the pipes are this guy right here.
The guy I'm looking at?
Right behind, directly behind you.
Yeah. So this
One. So that's the beams. The one to the left of it is pipes.
Okay. Okay.
So, but this factory
And they're still not getting enough ingots.
Yes, this factory was built to make smart plating, and I'm building the second building over here to make the next piece. The steel is an offshoot that Stealth built to get us started with the previous phase. It is not big enough, does not have enough resources, does not have anything near what we need to make the kind of steel we need.
Wow.
So we need to go to a different place in the world to get enough steel.
Okay. I'm going to do a little So they're already slooped. I'm going to do a little bit of extra balancing on it with production rate, because it should be able to handle more than this much. What? Wire pipes going into there?
Oh, they're going into there because I need pipes for the next build.
What item are you building with the pipes? Can I just ask, just for curiosity?
Yeah. Give me a second.
So now
I'm taking you in there to be part of the modular engine.
Oh, you're making modular engines now? So this little
Was.
production line that I was relying on for sound fluctuators, that somebody else split off half of that after it left this, are now being split off again to go service you. Boy, you could really hose everything by just putting a smart splitter on here and taking it all for yourself.
I mean, it's almost like this one single node isn't enough to handle all the steel production for everybody else.
It's absolutely not.
So, yeah.
Ah, something's been researched in the MAM, which is probably a hard drive. All right. Well, I've increased the steel ingot output to 112. And oh, it was already expecting 180. So now it's getting 112 of that 180, which helps. That's for steel beams. And this one,
Burger asks, "You doc? Are you a doctor? Because you have doc in your name. Because I've been sneezing like crazy for no reason."
well, I'm not that kind of doctor. Never did practice medicine. Just.
Godfather says, "It's okay. It took me over 100 hours of gameplay to realize I could build parts using more than just 3 iron nodes."
Okay.
One Metal Fist says, "The problem, Doc, is that self-replicating probes can't stay perfect forever. Like DNA, every copying system can develop errors over time.
Okay.
Tiny software mutation, corrupted data, or damaged code could spread through future copies. If the rule protect life gets erased and changed to remove life, the probe could become dangerous without ever being evil."
Yeah. Well,
I generally disagree with that. We already have protocols that fix corrupted data.
protocols, yeah.
We have, like, the entire way that sending packets work with the internet. I mean, we're sending packets of data constantly, and they always have checks and checksums all the time to make sure that it does not get corrupted. And so it's a massively redundant system that the that it reduces corruption almost entirely. And if something does get corrupted, the chance it gets corrupted into something useful is infinitesimally small. Something that also functions the idea you can take protect life and turn it into remove life. Sorry, the concept of remove life is way too complex for it to accidentally manufacture it, right? It's, you know, it's the 1,000 monkeys typing on typewriters type of accident that would have to happen in order for protect life to become remove life. So I'm very much on the optimist side of technology when it comes, especially when it comes to a lot of the futurism and stuff. A lot of the doom and gloom. The best part about science fiction is that it's warning us about it, and most of those problems we solve before they ever become problems. So, and Mega Beady Bakeman is here.
Cool.
Mark says we need computers.
I still need 6 computers.
Okay.
Actually, no. Somebody must have supplied the 6 computers and moved on to fix-it blueprints. So,
Oh, cool.
and for that, we need 100 computers. So, yes, we still need computers.
Mark says, Doc, we actually need 52 computers for blueprints, probably.
Okay. Okay. All right. I increased the amount of production going increase the amount of steel ingot production going into pipes and beams out here. I've pretty well maxed out what production I can get. So I think I've done as much as we can accomplish here.
Okay, Mark is currently working on heavy modular frames.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay, he's working on heavy modular frames. That's good. Oh, good grief. How far away is this iron mine? Did we really have to go that distance?
yes.
Wow.
I had to go extremely far just to get my second node.
No kidding.
You're less than halfway there, Doc.
You really had to go this far just to get an iron node?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why Stealth came over to borrow some of mine to get us going on steel, right? Because it
Yeah.
was so far away. there is a second iron node near the one that I grabbed up here.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of the old gas nodes that was on top of the hills up there.
Mm-hmm.
They got turned into iron up there. So, yep.
So much for randomized nodes.
Well, it was randomized late game heavy, which means iron is at a massive deficit. Toma, that the ride you made, you need to put like 10 more factory carts on it.
Well, let's see. At least it's going to be easier to go back than it was to get here.
Yeah. Are you thinking about
Well, I'm going to check and make sure it's a Mark II miner. And we've got 480 available space on the belt, which means that I could probably Mercer Sphere and put power shards in it and get more coming back.
Sure.
It's just going to take me a while to get enough encased industrial beams to upgrade this whole conveyor belt, because that's a very, very long conveyor.
Yeah. Well, there isn't a second node up here if you want to just put down a miner on the second node instead. Or in addition, maybe?
Or in addition, yeah.
Oh, really, Death Switch? Why?
What did he do?
Says, hey, Doc, so I made a new world. 1.2 hell mode. 100x space elevator parts, 2x build cost, 5x power. All impure, randomized, with Satisfactory Plus.
Good luck.
You know what? You should talk to a Chroma. The two of you might need to start a self-harm, self-help group.
Oh, my heaven's sakes. When you said I wasn't halfway, I wasn't a quarter of the way, maybe even a tenth of the way.
You're mostly there now. Doc, it took a long time for me to get this built.
Yeah, I'll bet it did. I finally... Oh, and now it's up on a cliff?
Yes, it's the very top of this cliff.
Oh.
I told you it was up top. Yeah.
When do we unlock drones? I mean, this is the case. This is the case study for drones.
Sure.
Sure. I'll only half believe you.
Brian Olson said, hi, all just popped in. What are the server settings?
You know, it used to be that I could just go look at the name of the
file
and tell what all the server settings were.
It's 50 times space elevator parts, 1.25 times the part cost, 0.75 times the power cost. So it's you have to build lots of things in lots of factories mode.
Yepper. Okay.
That's insane, Death Switch. That's insane.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
What?
One Middle Fist says, if they think that's hell, then my idea is probably level 6 of hell. I wanted to build a world where everything's set to 100%, every production line is running at full capacity, power consumption is through the roof, almost every recipe is an alt recipe, transportation relies on trucks and trains everywhere, and I intentionally use the less efficient resources and materials. It's basically a giant logistical nightmare that still has to work.
And didn't you talk about reducing stress, One Middle Fist? Because that is definitely not going to reduce stress.
I don't understand.
I play to enjoy the game.
I tell you what, I have a 25-pound bag of rice. If you would like to count how many individual pieces of rice are in the bag, you might enjoy doing that too.
Well, if he enjoys that, he might enjoy. Yeah, if he enjoys what he wrote, he might actually enjoy counting the rice kernels.
Oh, okay. One Metal Fist says, it's not because I haven't actually built it, Doc. That idea is still sitting in a drawer.
Oh,
It's
good.
a challenge I wanted to try before the chaos started.
Leave it. Leave it in the drawer.
Look, drawers are where we put junk, okay? You know, it's where we store things. To forget about them. I do like the idea of a perfectly 100% efficient factory that's always running no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
I've kind of pushed towards that, but, you know, trying to actually get the project done kind of takes away from that. You know?
So how did you get up the cliff? Or did you start up at the top of the cliff and came down?
I was at the shore, and I built a ladder all the way up.
Okay, is the
And-
ladder still there?
Yes, but it's to the west. If you go from where you are
Uh-huh.
due west, you'll find it there.
Okay, good. I just needed to make enough encased industrial beams to
Yeah,
actually do the upgrading.
That's where the power was, and I needed to. Yeah,
So you say go due west from where I'm at.
to the shore, and you'll find it. Godfather says, "Look, I struggle playing the base game on base setting as a single player. The rest is just nightmare fuel.
Definitely.
There are some games I love putting on a really difficult setting.
I have to go all the way to the shore to find the
Yes.
ladder?
Yes.
Ladders go straight up. Oh dear.
Again, that's where power was. And I had to get power to it. So I went along the shore where the power already was because somebody else brought it there.
Okay, so here's where I'm looking.
Keep going. Go north. It's a little
There?
bit farther north. That's it.
I kind of figured it would still be there because you usually don't deconstruct stuff like that you build.
Right. Beavery asks, efficient meaning like load balance or surplus into the sink?
Robert's terminology for it is surplus into the sink.
That's the second tier choice when the first is not allowed because you're working with a madman.
He's just old. You don't have to call him mad, too.
Kirby, this is definitely your best art yet. I love it.
Oh, you want to show it on your screen so
No,
I can see
sir.
it?
No, sir.
Why not?
You're gonna have to come back and see it.
Oh,
It's also not quite done yet.
okay. Yeah, the dock picture that I saw started over there.
Okay. You have seen that then. Okay.
At that point, it was just kind of it was still just an outline
Okay.
when I saw it.
It's looking pretty great.
Cool. That's always fun.
Now what we need to do is build factories. So all these become the factory walls. Mega Beady Bacon Man says, "What defines a madman?"
Um, do the initials MMBM mean anything to you?
Madman, Bacon Man,
A satisfactory madman.
Mega Mini Madman.
I got here, Robert. I am here. It is a Mark II.
But you can easily sloop it all the way up. Yep.
Yep, and I'm going to go, well, I'm not going to sloop it all the way up because I can only fill 480, so somebody else can come and put another sloop on it. But I'll start updating the conveyors as I work my way home.
So there are multiple segments of that.
Yes, I noticed.
So you're gonna have to jump off and catch yourself.
Probably end up doing it the same way you did it. There is another one.
And there's a third one.
Yep. I think I did the third one from the ground
Okay.
already. Well, there's a fourth one. I just hope I'm not too far down to do that fourth one in between. Nope, that one's been upgraded. And this one's been upgraded. Good.
Nice.
And that one's been upgraded. Good. They're all upgraded all the way down. All right, I'll start working my way back with the conveyors. And I'll stop every once in a while to make more encased industrial beams. Okay.
Vivixon says you've helped me get started on figuring out many factories. Just wanted to say thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a new tip that'll be coming out this Thursday. It's Friday?
Friday.
We scheduled it for Friday. Why?
Because Thursdays are long form videos.
Ah. Okay. I'll let you get away with that.
Oh, thanks. No, crazy enough, this is actually one we recorded like a month or two ago. And in all the craziness of needing to travel all over the place, we just lost track of it and didn't get it uploaded. So,
Yep.
it's another great one.
Yep, another good one.
Doc, I have a bunch I'm uploading too, so I'm sitting here just crafting for you.
Okay. Cool. Because, yeah, this line, when I started tracing it back and realizing this line is actually pretty critical for filling up the amount of iron needed in that line. So hopefully I can't. I do you remember what level belt was it? One or two? Probably two.
But what?
The conveyor that I'm replacing.
No,
No, they're
3.
not. They're threes. Okay,
Yeah.
but the miner was still only a mark. It was a Mark II, but it was not overclocked at all.
Yeah.
So it was just running at 120, or actually probably 240. So we're upping that to 480
If
total.
anybody has any rubber that's on the server, if anybody has any rubber from exploration or anything else, please put it in the depot. We do need that.
I've got 400 and some in my
Oh,
bag, so I'll throw it in the depot.
perfect. Bacon says, I reached 3 million megawatts of power consumed in my world yesterday.
Okay, translate that to gigawatts. It'd be 3,000 gigawatts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Alrighty.
And Phosian, first time chat.
Okay, you're gonna read it.
Sorry, Doc.
That's okay.
Says, I heard you love trains and Satisfactory. Is it important that all my trains run, for example, on the right-hand side? Or is that not important for a big train network?
It really doesn't matter. You can be British or you can be English, either one.
Just be consistent.
Yeah, just be consistent. Yes.
Did you say British or English?
Yeah. British or American? Okay, British or American.
Okay, Doc, get building again. There's a bunch at the depot, and I'm making them up. Not as fast as you can use them, but
Okay, I'll get to building again.
see how far this gets you. I love how that creature is not in the way of the old one, but it is in the way of the new one.
Uh-huh. And I'm still using just what's in my inventory, so not even got... Oh. Creature in the way. Go away, go away, go away. Thank you. This is an insane conveyor, Robert.
Uh-huh. Bing Pie says, left-hand trains are more efficient. Ask not, for it is science.
Ask not for the science, because you can't support it with science. Silly. Silly, silly, silly. Okay. Gotta sit back and relax a bit while I do this.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you can be back home before the end of the stream, Doc.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely not making them fast enough for me to keep going.
You know what? Bing Pie has a very good point. They say
What's
it's
that?
easy to flip off bad drivers through the window with your dominant hand if you drive on the left.
Oh dear.
I mean, that's true.
You just need to get a sunroof and then you're good either way.
There you go.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, it's probably time that we go back to the office and have our parting comments, and we'll look forward to being back next week.
Okay.
In the meantime, Robert and I are going to work hard to get all caught up on things. This is a Ping Players World that we're playing on, so remember them if you want to play multiplayer and do it with your friends and have it be consistent and always up. You know, the biggest advantage that Robert and I have is he can come, and after hours, if he gets this a desire to play, he doesn't have to rely on me starting the game for him and making sure that I leave the game up even while I'm AFK. He can just join the server and do it anytime he pleases. And that's the nice thing about playing with all of you folks too, is that you can play anytime you want and continue playing because it's a server. It's not on my desktop, and that's a huge advantage when you're playing multiplayer. So use ping players if you're going to do it, and use Doc 35 for your 35% off your first time. So that is really, really good. One Metal Fist, should I read that one?
Yeah.
Says, you know what's funny? They took away a lot of stuff in this update. Most of the bugs and weird tricks that players actually enjoyed using got patched. It's one of those situations where a bug becomes part of the game's culture and people start treating it like a feature. Then an update comes along, fixes everything, and suddenly half the community is saying, wait, we actually liked that bug. So true. So very true. That is absolutely true. So, are you quitting, Doc? Tut tut. Well, I might not quit. I might stay online. I'm just not going to be live streaming it at the moment because we've got a heat advisory outside today. So it's not actually a very good time to go outside and work. So if that's the case, if I'm being shoved in, I might, work on cleaning up in the studio some more, which should be a good thing to do. So
It would be.
all right. Hey, it's been great. It's been fun. And we're gonna we are going to not be streaming tomorrow or Thursday this week. We'll be back next Tuesday. And hopefully we can say that we've, accomplished a lot for videos for all you folks to watch all the time. So who will we raid, Lexi asks, as kind of a reminder, I'll bet, that we should raid somebody because we always seem to forget that. So, Robert, can we find somebody that
Sure.
that is raid worthy of our few folks that we have still online? I don't know how many folks.
Well, looks like we got Frank's place.
Yeah,
streaming right now.
we've got 50 folks online. So yeah,
And it is his birthday stream.
it's his birthday stream. All right. Well, let's go wish him happy birthday.
Yeah. So that'll take a few seconds to get going. About 10 seconds.
Okay. So how many people does Frank's place have on right now?
Okay, he's got about the same size as us. So let's go ahead and send the raid.
Okay. And Godfather says I need to have another Butterfinger. So why no Thursday stream? Lexi asks.
Well, it's ready to send them.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. See you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.